Live from Chartway Arena on the campus of Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, this is ODU men's basketball. This afternoon, it's a Sun Belt Conference tilt as the Monarchs play host to the Eagles of Georgia Southern. Old Dominion chugging along a little bit, having a little trouble out of the Sun Belt Conference gate. 1-2 in league play thus far, 4-11 overall. Meanwhile, these Eagles are flying high, having won their last 8 games. They're 11-5 overall, 3-0 in Sun Belt Conference play. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy 2026 to you. I'm Ted Alexander, Dennis Wolf alongside, and Dennis, big game today at home for the Monarchs.
I think it's an important game, Ted. You want to close out this homestand with a win before we go on a 4-game road trip, and it's a team I think we match up pretty well with. You just got to kind of hope that we're going to focus in on all the little things we've talked about, and I know the coaches have talked to the guys about.
What do you think is the key to their 8-game winning streak? They're the hottest team in the league.
They've had very good guard play. Spud Webb and Tyron Moore both have, they're older guys, they're mature guys, and they've kind of controlled the tempo of different games. Webb in particular has had a couple of real big scoring games, and he's certainly capable. He's like left-handed. He's a little herky-jerky, hard to guard. So they've gotten good guard play.
Today's contest, Old Dominion and Georgia Southern, is presented by the Virginia Department of Health. The Virginia Department of Health is dedicated to protecting the health and promoting the well-being of all people in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Let's get to our starting lineups, brought to you by Chartway Credit Union, the official credit union of Old Dominion Athletics. For our visitors from Statesboro, and third-year head coach Charlie Henry. Spud Webb, a 6'4", 175-pound grad student, leads them in scoring, 16.5 points per ball game. Tyron Moore is a 5'11", 185-pound grad student from Louisville, averaging 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists per game. Alden Applewhite is a 6'7", 210-pound redshirt senior from Memphis, Tennessee. He's averaging 12.5 points and a team-best 6.1 rebounds a game. Shannon Carter is a 6'9", 203-pound senior from Detroit, averaging 5 points and 3.5 rebounds a game. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Georgia Southern Eagles, Jaden Williams, a 6'6", 185-pound freshman from Birmingham, Alabama, averaging 2 points and 1.5 rebounds a game. The starting lineup for Mike Jones in his second season at Old Dominion is the same as it has been the last couple of games. Robert Davis Jr., the 6'6", 190-pound junior from Detroit, averages 9 points, 3 rebounds a game. K.C. Shaw, a 6'4", 195-pound senior from Charlotte. He's averaging 15.7 points and 4 rebounds a game. Cal Swanton Rogers, the 7', 240-pound senior from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, averaging 7.5 points and 5 rebounds a game. Jordan Battle, a 6'2", 190-pound senior from Norfolk, averages just under 14 points a game, along with 5.5 rebounds and 3 assists a game. And rounding out the starting lineup for Mike Jones and the Monarchs, Jared Turner, a 6'8", 215-pound junior from Silver Spring, Maryland. He's averaging 6 points and 3.5 rebounds a game. Monarchs in their gray uniforms with the number and Dominion on the front, in silver outlined in Hudson blue. Numbers only on the back. The Eagles are wearing the dark blue uniforms. Georgia, the number, Southern in white on the front. Names and numbers on the back. And Dennis, we've had a couple of crummy starts, which is why it's fascinating to me on the eve of this next contest to see what the Monarchs will bring to the table, knowing this has been one of their bugaboos.
And it's happened now often enough that the coaches have addressed it in detail, but they still have to come out and make the right smart basketball plays and have the right amount of intensity to start the game so that they cannot put themselves in the type of hole that they've found themselves trying to fight out of.
Our officials today, Tim Fitzgerald, John Pierre John, Joe Pinn, and Nick Nadeau. The lights are out here at Chartway Arena. They will come on shortly. Again, this is the second of 2 games. The ODU women's team defeated Georgia State in a tight one for their second straight conference win earlier on this floor, 73-68. And now we're just getting ready to get this thing tipped off in the oh-so-important start. And as Dennis mentioned, the Monarchs go on the road for a bit after this couple of weeks. And if you're going to get your best conference tournament seeding possible, you got to take care of the business at home. And the Monarchs are 1-2 on this floor to start their Sun Belt Conference season. Our tip-off today is presented by Chicho's. Chicho's has been serving more than pizza since 1968. Visit one of their 9 locations today. Monarchs will be moving from left to right towards downtown Norfolk. Georgia Southern will be moving from right to left towards the world's largest naval base. And on this first Saturday in 2026, we say Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in. And here we go. Sun Belt Conference basketball from Chartway Arena, tap controlled by Tyron Moore and the Eagles. They're attacking the bucket to our left. Monarchs in a man-to-man. Carter gets the ball back to Spud Webb on the low blocks. They block him off there. Get it back to Tyron Moore. Moore to the top of the circle. Crosses over. Gets to the foul line. Spins. Up and under move. Again an up and under move. Brings it back to Webb with 10 on the shot clock. Spud Webb, a left-hander, takes the long shot. It's blocked by Cal Swanton-Roger, but he gets his own rebound, throws it up and in. Off the block from Cal, Spud followed his shot and cashed in.
And, that's a disappointing play, Ted, because it was good defensive possession, and they just didn't finish it.
Robert Davis Jr. deep on the right wing, goes to Cal at the top of the circle, nudged a bit by Shane and Carter, but no whistle. Here's Jordan Battle, takes it down the right-hand side, throws it up with the right hand. No, but he's fouled. He's playing with the mask, not because of a broken nose or anything. He had some stuff in his eye that he had to get taken out of his eye, and so his eye is a little sensitive, if you will. I believe he still can see just fine, but he's got the mask there, so he avoids any fingers in the eye and those type of things.
And a good start for him, Ted. What we spoke about earlier about getting to the free throw line, and he's been a very good free throw shooter for the Monarchs.
First foul shot is good for Jordan Battle. It makes it a 2-1 Georgia Southern lead. 1912 Fruit Gum Company. Remember that?
I do.
One more for Jordan Battle. Toward the bucket to our right as fans continue to file into Chartway Arena. Up with the right hand and good. So we're tied at 2-2. Monarchs go to the full court pressure. Tyron Moore working against Battle. Passes ahead to Applewhite, back to Moore. And the Eagles will get into their offense. Swanton-Roger way out to try and affect things. Moore fakes the long three, puts it on the deck, gets into the paint. Shot fake, it's blasted by Turner. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the Monarchs spent a lot of time in recovering out of that high ball screen yesterday. And, the help guy in the corner was just a hair late.
Tyron Moore, a 78% free throw shooter, averages 13 a game, looking for his first here this afternoon, and his foul shot is good.
And he's a hard guy to keep in front of you, Ted. He does, he's kind of compact, and he's good with the ball, and, he really created a lot of opportunities for them against Coastal the other night.
Just a fascinating story as he went to Georgia Southern, then to UAB, realized it wasn't the place for him, and Charlie Henry said, sure, come on back, and he's glad he has him. It's a 4-2 Georgia Southern lead, 18:45 to go, first half action. Cal Swanton-Roger, left-hand dribble, holds over the head now, looking for one of those handoffs, goes to KC Shaw. KC, top of the circle, goes to the left elbow, now to the right-hand side, all the way in, layup, no good. Had it all done, but couldn't finish. Moore the rebound, one bounce to Applewhite on the left wing in front of Jared Turner. Goes to work on Jared Turner's man-to-man defense, hands the ball off to Spud Webb. Webb down on the left-hand side to the elbow, up and under move, double pumper, no, but he draws the foul.
Yeah, and this is what he's been very good at, although that was kind of a ticky-tack foul there, Ted.
We'll call it on Swanton-Roger. That's his first. And Webb goes to the free throw line. His grandmother called him Taterhead, and he didn't like that as a little boy. So they settled on Spud with 2 Ds, and he misses the first free throw.
I'm not sure if he should be real happy with his grandmother. Spud seems to be a little better than Taterhead, just to me.
But Little Tater, probably started with Little Tater, something like that. He's got 3 points now, and it's a 5-2 Georgia Southern lead, 18-12 to play in our first half. Jared Turner, left wing, doesn't take the three, goes to Cal at the top. Right-hand side, KC Shaw. Coming off a screen, it's Robert Davis Jr. Catch, shoot, miss just about everything. Off the iron, rebound comes harmlessly down to Jaden Williams, who gets it to Tyron Moore, into the front court to our left. Moore, they don't guard him. He takes a three. That one's no good. Robert Davis Jr., the rebound for Old Dominion. Outlet pass, right-hand side, Jordan Battle. Battle runs into Spud Webb. Now gets a screen from Cal. Robert Davis Jr. has the basketball, penetrates, goes into the corner. Ball's out of bounds, knocked out by the Eagles. Monarch ball, 20 to shoot.
the prior possession, there was a nice action that the Monarchs ran to try to get Davis Jr. that open three.
Battle to inbound baseline left. Looking, still looking, loops it into Cal in the corner. Cal brings it outside to KC Shaw. 5-2 Georgia Southern early going here in Norfolk. Shaw at the free throw line, tries to get it to Cal, does at the low blocks, left-hand side. Cal battled and fouled. And good to see a whistle going against Shannon Carter in the early going. Oftentimes Cal gets beaten up in the early going and becomes a non-factor.
And more of the low post touches for him, whether he can score or not.
Non-shooting foul here. Battle will inbound baseline left. Trying to run a little play, brings it to Cal in the corner. Jordan now has it at the elbow. Steps back, 16-footer from there is off the iron, no good. Rebound Williams of Georgia Southern. Quickly to Spud Webb, and the left-handers into the front court. To our left. Guarded by Swanton Roger right now, and he's going to take Cal to the right-hand side. Spins down the left. Shot fake. Wills brings it back to Applewhite, fakes the three, gets it on the left-hand baseline. Guarded by Robert Davis Jr. there is leaning on him. Applewhite burrows to the hole, layup good.
Just too easy. It's the kind of story they get Robert Davis isolated and guy gets to the rim.
7-2. Shaw turns it over to Webb. Monarchs starting to dig a little hole like they did last time, and that's a no-no if you want to be successful. Moore back to Applewhite. Wide open three. That's good for Applewhite. Alden Applewhite has 5, and the Monarchs are down 10-2. 16:38 to play in our first half. They've got to get a decent shot. Their only points are free throws from Battle. One bounce to Swanton Roger. His pocket is picked. Tried to do the spin move. Applewhite picked his pocket. Leaves for Moore. He hoists a wing three. That's no good. Long rebound comes down to Williams. Williams back to Moore. Quickly over to Applewhite. One bounce into the corner. Back to Applewhite in the right-hand corner. Drives on Cal. Gets it in the paint. He drives and dumps it into the left-hand corner. Spud Webb. Jab step. Puts it on the deck. Burrows backside first into Robert Davis Jr. Runs into Cal. That can't be a foul on Cal. You've got to be kidding me. Horrible call. What's he supposed to do, Dennis? What's he supposed to do?
I mean, he held his position, had his hand straight up.
Miserable call here in the early going. You got to be kidding me. Cal, arms straight up, and the guy blows a hole in him like he's burrowing the Hampton Roads Bridge tunnel hole, and Cal gets whistled for the infraction. Horrible. But that's how things are going to go. And so you got to play around that.
Well, they call it on the floor, which is at least a positive that they're not shooting free throws there.
McCavian White into the ball game, loops it into Applewhite at the foul line. Jab step, steps back, fires over Davis Jr. No good. Rebound Battle. Monarchs with some good defense right there. Can they get the offense going? So far, no. No field goals in the first 4:05. Pass to Davis Jr. He's guarded by Applewhite. Robert puts it on the deck, goes to Jared Turner. Catch, fire for three. No. One and done for the Monarchs, and here comes Georgia Southern looking to build on a 10-2 lead with 15:40 to go in the half. Drive, dish, wide open layup for Applewhite. Alden Applewhite's got 7. It's 12-2, Georgia Southern. The team on the road, supposedly fatigued, is flying high. And I'll tell you what, a timeout called by Mike Jones, probably a pretty darn good idea. 15:35 to go in the first half, 12-2. Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion. Now this from Team Monarch partner Pepsi. Pepsi, now that's what I like.
Clear. Hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Good afternoon to those on the stream. Dennis, another rough start for the Monarchs. They got screwed on that call there, but they aren't doing anything at the offensive end.
Well, and they've settled for some deep shots. They don't get anybody going to the offensive glass. And then the transition on that last play, no one stopped the ball, and nobody got back as deep as their deepest guy. So they got to clean some of these things up right now, Ted. They just can't afford to get into even a bigger hole than they're in now.
Well, it's not really a surprise that other teams are having success against this type of activity from the Monarchs, is it?
Well, no, because it's nothing tricky that the other team is doing. Fundamentally, the Monarchs are right now doing the right thing.
It's a little kid. Pretty good shot. I'm going to go like this to you, Dennis. I'm just going to move that a little closer to you. That all right?
Ted, you're always helping me. I'm very, very appreciative of that.
Well, you can hear yourself better now,
with
probably.
Bon Secours,
At least I can
it's
hear you
never
better.
been easier to stay engaged in your healthcare,
really about
your
you.
way.
It's not about me
Whether
hearing
in
myself
person
better, but
or virtually.
you take a
For
very
you
selfless
and
act and
everyone
turn
that
it
depends
into
on you.
about you.
Through My Chart, you can now schedule and get access to
See,
care
that's what you're going to do is you're going to fidget with it. That's what Torch did all the time. He fidgeted with the whole thing and knocked it out of whack.
And may I say
Help
that
care for
being
the
compared
universe
in
of
any way
you.
to Dave Torchic is an honor for me.
On My Chart.
This is your flagship
your
home for
statue.
the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch basketball presented in part by Food Lion. Time for Dennis Wolf and the Food Lion Food for Thought. Thoughts on the first segment, Dennis?
Well, not a good segment, a segment you'd like to forget. And what I think you'd like to see now, and Coach Jones is very good at this out of timeouts, is run a set play and get a good shot for somebody.
L.J. Thomas and Donovan Raymond into the ball game for Old Dominion for the first time. L.J.'s running the attack. Had that shoulder problem, missed a couple of games, came back against App State. Has the ball knocked away by Webb. LJ gets past him, gets into the paint, pulls up for a 10-footer, and that's no good. Rebound batted around, and it's grabbed by Thomas in the left-hand corner, and a foul will go against Georgia Southern.
But, that right there is what plagues the Monarchs. He's just coming in off the bench. There was a play set. He gets by his guy a little bit, but ends up shooting a contested shot.
Still inbound from the baseline left area. Looking, loops it into Donovan Raymond, who hands it right back to LJ in the left-hand corner. Brings it to Battle at the top. Battle to Robert Davis Jr. Catch, straightaway three for Robert, no good. Monarchs are ice cold to get this thing started, and that's not going to bode well. 12-2, Georgia Southern, 15:05 to go in the half. Here's Nicavian White. He gets into the paint, one bounce to Applewhite, layup good. Drive and dish, it's fundamental basketball. Applewhite has 9, and it's 14-2.
Well, Jared Turner got caught ball watching and turned his head, and the guy was able to back cut him.
Awful pass from Davis Jr., stolen, and the drive and dunk for Andres Burney. And the Monarchs are down 16-2. Mike Jones can't believe it on the other side. He's wondering, what can I do to change this mess? He's got a couple of guys at the scorer's table to try and get the mojo right. L.J. Thomas, left-hand side, Robert Davis Jr. to the elbow on the left, goes to Battle in the left-hand corner. Mask and all, Jordan Battle going to work on Applewhite. One-hand push pass to Turner. Doesn't take the three. Back to L.J. Thomas. Thomas with 9 to shoot, gets into the paint. Burrows throws it up, has that shot blocked. Blocked neatly by Spud Webb. And Georgia Southern racing from right to left. Tyron Moore fakes the three, gets into the paint. No one's guarding the guy who's driving and dishing. And the layup is no good, but a foul on Applewhite, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, a horrible close out there, which allowed him to just get right into the middle of the lane. And, I wouldn't hesitate if I were Coach Jones right now, Ted, to take another timeout. There's just a lethargic look to the Monarchs right now.
Applewhite will go to the line. He's off to a blazing start here with 9 points. Make it 10 as he swishes the first one.
And he really hasn't done anything except
hit layups. Monarchs, let's see. They are 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, and the defense hasn't been much better. 5 for 9 are the Georgia Southern Eagles. One more for Applewhite, the 6'7" redshirt senior. Buries it. He's got 11, and the lead is 18-2. You dig yourself these holes, you're just calling trouble collect. Here's Thomas to the left elbow, back to Drew McKenna, who's into the ball game. His first three's no good. Rebounds Scotty Hubbard, back outside to Jordan Battle. Battle push pass to Wiggins. Wiggins back to Battle. Battle into the corner. Wide open three here for Hubbard. That's no good. And the rebound comes down to Georgia Southern's Kyrie Dunn, who's into the ball game. Dunn scoops it over to Webb. Doesn't take the long three. Goes to Applewhite. Quickly gets the ball back. Top of the circle. Monarchs need to play some defense here. Get back into this thing. Webb at the top of the circle. Crosses over on McKenna. Burrows in. Turns, fades, fires, and hits. Spud Webb has 5, and it's 20-2, Georgia Southern.
The Monarchs got to get something going toward the basket, Ted. They're just playing sideline to sideline.
And here's McKenna into the paint, throws it up with the left. Yes, and he's fouled. Drew McKenna bodies his way in for the and one opportunity. First field goal of the night for Old Dominion. Comes with 13:02 to play in the half. So as Casey Shaw comes in, your lineup is Shaw, L.J. Thomas, Drew McKenna, Zach Wiggins, and Scotty Hubbard. McKenna buries the free throw for the three-point play, and it's 20-5. Thomas applying some passive pressure in the backcourt to Kyrie Dunn. Dunn, a 6'1 sophomore from Conyers, Georgia, scoops the ball over to White. McCavian White, left-hand side. Here's Williams Jr. for a three. That one's good. Off the bench, and he comes in. Dwayne Williams Jr. hits his first shot. It's a three, and it's 23-5.
And a good play by White.
Shot of the hole, layup good.
Casey did a good job of using his body to ward the defender off right there.
Dunn, one bounce downstairs. Nobody can come up with it except for Georgia Southern. Burney, his second field goal. Monarchs had a chance at that one, but bumbled it and gave up another layup. Here's McKenna in the front court with his team down 25-7. Shaw takes Williams down the left side, puts it up with the right hand and in. KC Shaw back-to-back field goals. It's 25-9. Georgia Southern a little loose with the basketball, but here we go with McCavian White. He goes coast to coast to lay it in. Well, nobody's stopping ball.
Nobody's stopping the ball. No one's helping. And, you know, for them to get that basket after a made field goal is...
Here's Thomas down the left-hand side. He loses the basketball. Another turnover. And it comes back to the Monarchs who get it to LJ. LJ's layup is good. Nice hustle there to stay with the play as opposed to allow the turnover to be completed. 27-11, Georgia Southern, 11:35 to play in the first.
And the Monarchs are going to that little tandem 2-3 zone right now to try to slow Georgia Southern down.
Thomas at the top, then comes Hubbard and Wiggins and Shaw and McKenna on the back line. Here's a three, long three, no good. That's a brick. And McKenna comes away with the rebound for Old Dominion. He'll dribble the ball in the front court from left to right. Right-hand side, almost throws it away. Wiggins saves it to Shaw. KC down the left-hand side. Layup good.
You know, and a good play, a good defensive possession, a good pass ahead, and a little life on offense right there.
The fans want nothing more than to cheer for their team. And now we've got a timeout for Georgia Southern as Charlie Henry doesn't like what he's seeing. 11:01 to play in our first half. Old Dominion trailing at home to Georgia Southern 27-13. This is the ODU Sports Network.
No time
Clear.
sounds better than the holidays. We look forward to the opening of new presents, heading out with family to see holiday lights, then racing back home to enjoy a traditional family meal. Or sometimes running back out to grab the last-minute gift. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th.
Well,
see Priority Lexus Newport News and Priority Lexus Virginia Beach.
Maybe the wake-up call, maybe the second hit of snooze has given this team rest with the extra sleep, and now they can wake up and provide some more energy.
Well, they had a couple of stops defensively, going to the zone, had them take a deep three that they couldn't make, and the Monarchs ran out, pushed the ball ahead, and they've been able to get to the basket twice in a row. So maybe it's a little formula to get them going right here.
And you can sense the fans here at Chartway want to get behind this team, Dennis. They want to go nuts.
We're about dreams.
Yeah, you know, and you hit it on it the last game, Ted. I think that the team has to give them something. You know, the students aren't here. You have the people that have been long-time ODU fans that really want to support the team. They're here every game. You know, but you got to give them a little something to sink their teeth into.
Every opportunity to shine their
10 seconds.
Join us and let's shine together.
This is your flagship home for the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch basketball, our season is presented by Bon Secours. With Bon Secours, it's never been easier to stay engaged in your health care your way. Bon Secours, primary specialty in emergency care for the universe of you. Ted Alexander, Dennis Wolf here courtside. AJ Risser in our Monarch Game Day studios and wherever you may be on this first Saturday of 2026. Thank you for joining us. Monarchs, some signs of life, Dennis. 27-13. They've cut that lead with 11:01 to play in the first half.
You know, when we talked earlier on, Ted, Georgia Southern's a team that shoots a lot of threes, but they haven't shot a great percentage.
Largest lead was 27-9, but the Monarchs are 5 for their last 5. Now they've got to play some defense. White finds his way into the paint, throws it up with the right hand around the rim, no good. Leaping rebound from Zach Wiggins, gets it to KC Shaw. Shaw into the front court, looking each way. He's hit his last couple of shots. Goes to Thomas at the top. He takes it down the left-hand side, swatted away, and the ball is loose, and it comes down to Georgia Southern. Quick pass into the front. Kyrie to Carter. Carter takes it to the hole, misses the layup. Monarchs come away with it. Racehorse basketball end to end. Nobody can get anything right. Wiggins into the front court on the left wing. Fakes right, goes left to the hole, blocked again, and a foul is called. Couple of back-to-back blocks from Shane and Carter.
But the Monarchs continue to push the ball, which is a good recipe for them. They were fortunate that the guy missed a point-blank layup there, Ted.
Zach Wiggins is going to go to the line. The freshman from Greensboro averages 6 a game. It's an 80% free throw shooter. And the first one's good. Did not go to the line, to your point in the pregame show, Dennis, in the game against App State. And the Monarchs are a good free throw shooting team. They have to make some opportunities count at the free throw line. That means getting there. 2 for 2 goes Wiggins. 27-15.
You know, and it hasn't been a big momentum change, but there's a slight momentum change that you can feel right now when you're looking at both teams on the court.
Monarchs go to full court pressure. Working in the backcourt. Here comes Dwayne Williams Jr. Has L.J. Thomas right in front of him. Gets over the timeline, crosses over, loses the basketball into the backcourt. It's knocked there by L.J. L.J. picks up the basketball, leans in, layup is good by L.J. Oh, what defense and finishing from L.J. Thomas.
Well, in a really smart play, it looked like Georgia Southern thought the ball was tipped, and it wasn't.
27-17. Monarchs frenetic on the defensive end. Caused another turnover. Headman pass to KC. Layup good.
And this is the most energy the Monarchs have played with in probably 3 or 4 games, Ted.
27-19. Monarchs on a 10-0 run over the last 154. Kyrie to the hole. His layup's no good. The putback dunk is no good. Thomas has the rebound for Old Dominion. Into the left-hand corner. Here's Battle. Battle goes to Wiggins. Takes the 3. Takes it into the paint. Puts it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Gets blasted. No call. Webb the rebound for Georgia Southern.
And that was too bad. That was a good attack.
Webb now trying to stop the bleeding for these Eagles. Down the left-hand side he goes, picks up the dribble, brings the ball back. Williams Jr. back to Webb. In front of Mike Jones on the Monarch bench, deep on the right wing, taking Jordan Battle of the hole. Elbows him out of the way, puts it up with the right. No. Rebound comes down to KC Shaw of Old Dominion.
You know, and Georgia Southern now has missed 2 or 3 consecutive layups or putbacks.
KC Shaw takes it upon himself to do nothing but dribble and miss. And that's the bad Monarchs. Get that Mr. Hyde out of here. 8:39 to go in the half. 27-19. Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion. Kyrie blocked by McKenna. Kyrie Dunn thought he'd get to the hole, but McKenna said not this time.
Well, and the team, now they're bringing Moore back in and Applewhite, but the team that they just had on the floor is not a team that looks like it's going to be able to score.
Well, they're 0 for their last 7 and haven't scored in 3.5 minutes. And that's how the Monarchs have turned an 18-point lead into a 27-19 deficit. Moore loops it into Dunn. Kyrie Dunn with Wiggins in front of him gets a screen there from Carter. Brings the ball to Spud Webb on the right side. 8 to shoot for Georgia Southern. Moore sets a screen for Webb. 5 on the shot clock. He's going to take Jordan Battle to school right here. No, he brings it to Moore. Long 3 is no good. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds by Georgia Southern.
And a good block out by Zach Wiggins and another good defensive possession.
8:12 to go in the half. 27-19. It was 27-9.
And you look at this right now, and you know, if you had to characterize what Georgia Southern looks like, they look like a team that's, you know, running out of gas a little bit.
Well, you have to. They got off to the fast start and could use the adrenaline rush from that on the road to buoy them, but the Monarchs have turned it up a little bit effort-wise, and they've started to have some success offensively. Here's KC Shaw. Let's not dribble too much, KC. Goes to Wiggins. Wiggins, a right wing 3. Short. No good. Rebound. Tyron Moore is fouled by McKenna.
Well, you like the effort by McKenna going after the offensive board there.
Monarchs showing some effort and some fizz that we haven't seen in a long time, Dennis. Timeout on the floor. 7:52 to go in our first half. Got ourselves a basketball game, perhaps. Monarchs down at one point by 18, now trail 27-19. And this is the ODU Sports Network.
At Semtech Clear, goal is to improve health every day.
There we go.
When it comes
Little
to your
scrappy
health,
stuff,
the
little
best
battle,
defense starts with
little
a strong
heart.
offense. That's why
Everything we've
Centera
been
Health
hoping
Plans
for,
provides
and
quality
hopefully they
care
can
and coverage
continue
for
and get a
individuals,
longer stretch of it
families,
right
and
now.
businesses of all sizes.
Oh, you mean
Our
it's not all
members
over right
benefit
now?
from
We just
progressive
can't go home
plans
with a
and
win
products,
right
including
now
access to virtual care,
because we put
health
forth
and
effort
wellness
for one
programs,
segment?
and even special discount
we cannot,
programs.
Ted.
Centera Health
Thank you.
Plans
We
is
have
the
to
trade
stay
name
and
of
we have to
Centera Health
sustain
Plans.
the effort
Centera Health
the way
Insurance
you and I are
Company,
going to
Centera
sustain
Health
our
Administration
enthusiasm right here
Incorporated, and Centera
until we
Behavioral
get
Health.
the effort we want.
Looking for the perfect spot
That's
to chill,
wisdom of
catch
the
up
Wolf.
with friends, and dig into some amazing
Complimentary.
food?
That's
Look
all
no further than
gratis.
Chicho's.
He
Since
gets paid for the one on the
1968,
pregame show.
Chicho's has
The
been
other stuff,
serving
this is
more
just
than
this is
pizza.
just him
Whether
being a
you're
good
craving their
teammate.
mouth-watering
I
dishes,
appreciate that.
ice-cold drinks,
And-
or
and
just want to kick
I
back and watch
appreciate
the
the fact
game,
that you
they've got you
appreciate it.
covered. Don't miss
Well,
out
let's
on
just keep
Monday
it
99
leader
cent
of the
wings from
team
5 to 9 p.m.
while
That's right, just
while
99
down here,
cents.
not
Plus
off
with
the court.
karaoke, trivia,
Hey.
and live music all week, there's always something fun happening
Who's
at Chicho's.
where do we
Where
go
the food
next?
is
We
hot,
go
the
to
drinks are
Coastal
cold, and the
Carolina
good
next
times never
Thursday?
stop.
We
Visit
go
one of
to the
Chicho's
Grand
locations
Strand.
today.
Ah, yes.
Lifetime oil changes.
Where
That's how
we
you
where
win
we
at
won
Checkered
last
Flag,
year when our
where
last
you
game of the
always
year.
get the winner's edge.
So-
With every new Toyota, Honda,
Want to
Hyundai,
remind
Genesis,
everybody
and
that the
Volkswagen.
Keeping Up with the
Lifetime
Joneses
oil
coaches
changes
show
and state inspections.
debuts
Lifetime
Monday
emergency
night.
towing,
The Dirty
a 3-day
Buffalo,
money
Collie
back
Avenue in
guarantee,
Norfolk.
and a seamless
Mike Jones,
one-person,
Alicia Milton
one-price,
Jones,
one-hour buying
and you,
experience
6
that
o'clock,
puts
Dirty
you
Buffalo
in the
Monday.
driver's
Keeping
seat.
Up with the
The
Joneses
winner's edge.
coaches
Only
show
at
later on 7
where
o'clock on
winners buy.
the Sports Network.
Someone told me that
This
there were
is your
free
flagship
drinks for
home for
anyone
the
else named
ODU
Jones
Sports
that comes to
Network.
it. Is that true,
Priority
Ted?
Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch Basketball presented in part by Under Armour. Under Armour proud to outfit ODU in the world's most innovative footwear, uniforms, and training gear. Visit UA.com today to see Under Armour's full range of performance gear and footwear. 27-19. The Monarchs trail Georgia Southern with 7:52 to play in our first half.
And let's make this another good segment, Ted, and get right back into it.
Battle, Thomas, Shaw, Hubbard, McKenna on the floor for Mike Jones. Webb, Moore, Applewhite, Williams, and Bernie on the floor for Charlie Henry and Georgia Southern, winners of their last 8 games. Hottest team in the Sun Belt. They're 3-0 in the league. Here's Moore with his left hand. No, but a late whistle. They'll call LJ on the foul, and it'll be Moore going back to the free throw line where he's already hit 2 for 2 today.
And I think LJ was trying to stay with him, Ted, but, if the guy gets his shoulder past you, you have to get out of your stance a little bit and get back in front of him. You can't be thinking you're going to contest it right when you get into the rim.
Tyron Moore. First one's no good. As a team, the Eagles shoot 72% from the line. They were 24-32 in that overtime win at Coastal Carolina New Year's Day. Took the bus ride up here, got here late that night. Second one is good. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line. And it's a 28-19 Georgia Southern lead. 7:35 to go, first half action from Chartway Arena in Norfolk. LJ Thomas working against the man-to-man defensive Spud Webb, who's got the height advantage. LJ goes behind his back to get a little bit of space. Gets to the elbow, but can't hit the little 4-footer. Got to do that. Yikes.
But yes, he does, Ted. But again, no one else touched the ball. I mean, he's just playing one-on-one and dribbled it too much.
Well, my point is if you're going to dribble it too much and take the shot, you better hit it. And he didn't from 4 feet. Here's Moore with McKenna in front of him. Doesn't take the 3. They swing it around to the left-hand side. And here's Applewhite, game's leading scorer, working against Casey Shaw. Gets into the paint, puts it up with the left hand and in.
Way too easy. Way too easy, Ted. If a guy is spinning in there and no one's coming to give a little bit of help.
Here's McKenna in the left-hand corner. He'll take the 3 from there, and he'll make the 3 from there. Drew McKenna has 6 off the bench. 30-22. Georgia Southern. Applewhite fakes the 3, drives, dishes, dumps it off to Bernie. Bernie brings it out to Moore, now to Webb. Webb fakes the 3, takes it down the left-hand side, jump stop move, travels, no whistle, brings it back to Moore. Straight away, doesn't take the 3, drives down the lane, double pumping layup, no good, and another late whistle.
Well, the closeouts remain to be something less than what you desire, Ted. He's using like an old man's shot fake, and we're lunging right past him. And then Moore's right in the heart of the defense.
Went 1 for 2 his last time. He's 3 for 4 for his 3 points here this afternoon. First one is good. Rebounds 16-11 in favor of Georgia Southern. Free throws, they're 7 for 9. Monarchs are 5 for 5. Second one is good. So Tyron Moore has given the Eagles a 32-22 lead. It was 18. Monarchs gnawed away, but now it's back to 10. Here's Jordan Battle. Picks up the dribble, goes to Hubbard. Chest pass to McKenna on the right-hand wing. McKenna head up, goes back to Scotty Hubbard. Hubbard puts it on the deck, brings it back to Battle. Left wing three from there, no good. Long rebound comes to L.J. Thomas in the left corner. He drives baseline. Shot fake, 2-3, into the corner. Here's a three from Shaw. That's off the backboard, no good. Meanwhile, Hubbard's battling for the ball. Can't get to it. They scoop it over to Moore. Moore leads the break. It's to Webb. Webb into the paint. Out of control. They get it to Moore. Right-hand side Webb in the corner, guarded by Jordan Battle. Jab step with the right. Then he puts it on the deck. He's going to put his butt into Jordan's midsection. Back out to Moore. Fake shot fake. Can't get past Hubbard. Williams now with 4 on the shot clock. Williams to Moore. Takes the long three. Now he takes the long three, and it's a shot clock violation.
And good defense. Everybody stayed down in their stances, Ted. And one of the best defensive segments the Monarchs have had.
5:23 to go in the half, 32-22. Mike Jones barking instructions at his Monarchs as Hubbard gets set to bring it into Thomas. Does that with the black sling on his right shoulder. That's where the injury occurred. Give it a little bit more support. Working against Webb's man-to-man defense. Back to Battle. His three is going to hit Zippo. McKenna saves it in the right blocks. Takes it to the hole. Reverse layup. No good. And we've got a late whistle there, and he'll get the call.
Well, he did a good job going after the air ball offensive rebound and went back up. It would have probably been a shame if they didn't make that call.
Drew McKenna will go to the line. He's got 6 points. Casey Shaw, 8 to lead the Monarchs. L.J. Thomas has 4. McKenna's first free throw is good. 2 for Zach Wiggins, 2 for Jordan Battle. Wiggins back in for Battle as McKenna gets set for another free throw. 5:04 to go in the half. Second foul shot is good, and it's a 32-24 Georgia Southern lead. Can the Monarchs keep the defensive intensity and come up with some of those loose balls?
And it's a good change here, Ted. I think they're just going to switch it up a little bit to change the look for Georgia Southern.
That little 1-2-1 or 1-2-2. Block shot from McKenna. 3-on-1. Shaw, left-hand side to Drew. Drew loses the basketball out of bounds. Nice pass from Shaw on the break, but McKenna bumbles it out of bounds, and it's an opportunity missed for Old Dominion.
But you can kind of live with that, Ted.
Sure.
Good defense, a good push, unselfish look by KC.
Yep.
You know, and they just didn't handle the ball there.
Here's Dunn. Kyrie Dunn gets the ball over to McCavian White. Dunn on the left. His lefty three is good. That's his first points.
And you have to stop the penetration there, Ted. That's what, forget about making the three. He was able to really suck the defense in.
Shaw all the way, throws it up with the right hand. No good, well off the mark, and Spud Webb has the one and done rebound. Webb up the right-hand side. Passes head coach Mike Jones. Pass over to White on the left-hand wing. He'll hoist a three from there and hit a three from there. So nobody's closing out now, and where'd the defense go? 38-24, Georgia Southern, 4:05 to play in the half. Where did that defensive intensity go? Fatigue?
You know, I don't know. Ted.
Think the job was done?
All of the above, maybe.
Here's Thomas backing William Applewhite in, gets to the right elbow, and it's knocked out of bounds. And why he doesn't see when he's stopped and is forcing shots there that's just a hard idea, I don't know. But we do know that there's a timeout on the floor with 3:50 to play in the half. 38-24, Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion on the ODU Sports Network.
At ODU Global. Claire, hey, real quick, you don't have a halftime interview, do you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
Not taped. It's live.
Live interview. Got it.
Yep. Good question. Thank you.
Prior credits in military or work experience, so you can get your degree faster. ODU Global. Education for where you are and where you want to go. For your world. Apply at online.odu.edu today. That's ODU Global. Apply at online.odu.edu today.
At the Fish and Pig, they have the finest from land and sea. Savory smoked barbecue and flavorful fresh seafood. They have great food, great drinks, and always a great time. They're located at 119 West 25th Street in Norfolk, in the heart of the Railroad District. For all the details, go to fishandpig.norfolk.com. And remember, nobody parties like the pig.
Atlantic Orthopedic Specialists keep you moving and doing what you love. As the region's largest, most comprehensive orthopedic practice, they've been serving Hampton Roads for over 100 years. Multiple locations across Hampton Roads, 24 physicians, and 8 different specialties. Spine and scoliosis, sports medicine, hand to shoulder, total joint replacement, foot and ankle, orthopedic oncology, pain management, physical therapy, and with their AOS Now walk-in clinics, no appointment is necessary. As leaders in orthopedic health, Atlantic Orthopedic Specialists
10 seconds.
to be the team physicians for Old Dominion University.
This is your flagship home for the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
3:50 to play in our first half here at Chartway Arena in Norfolk. Old Dominion and Georgia Southern Sunbelt Conference men's basketball action. Georgia Southern had an 18-point lead. Monarchs cut into it deeply, but now it's back to 14 at 38-24.
Well, you know, we had a good segment there, Ted, and we talked about stacking the segments together, and unfortunately, the last 4-minute segment was not a good one.
I'm going to give you a homework assignment here, Dennis. You figure out how close we got when we were down 18.
We got it to 8.
8, thank you. Look at that, knowing it right out of the... That's how he's growing as a broadcaster, Mr. Dennis Wolf. Thank you. All right, meanwhile, back at the game, Shaw inbounds to Battle in the left-hand corner. He's taking the mask off as they go to Shaw on the set play. He turns and fires and misses. Eesh. Had an opportunity. Nice-looking play. Couldn't finish. Meanwhile, at the other end, here's another three. It's no good. Long rebound's going to come down, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Georgia Southern.
And what seems to me to be the difference, Ted, you know, this last shot by KC, when Georgia Southern gets in there, and if they don't appear to have the shot they want, they don't force it up, they kick it out. And the Monarchs got to get that in their mindset a little bit.
Well, it's hard because a lot of the Monarch shots are twisting and turning and off-balance types of shots, and the degree of difficulty just goes up. 3:20 to play in the half, 38-24, Georgia Southern. Monarchs with the basketball, attacking the bucket to our right. KC Shaw gets a screen from Turner. Backs it up. Left-hand side, Robert Davis Jr. He puts it on the deck, steps back, fires the two. No good. He's scoreless here this afternoon. And the Monarchs come away. Oh, that's got to be a double dribble right there. Kyrie Dunn turns, fades, fires, misses. Rebound, Jared Turner of Old Dominion. Monarchs have to take advantage of these Georgia Southern bumbles. Here's Wiggins with a nice pass from Robert Davis for the layup.
Good pass ahead there.
38-26, 2:41 to play. White now splits defenders, goes to Applewhite, game's leading scorer. Back to White without the Apple to the foul line. Now to Applewhite, long right wing three, no good. Rebound over the back goes Shanan Carter. I don't see how that's not an over the back because he went, well, what do I say, over the back. Anywho, Spud Webb at the foul line against KC Shaw. He's going to take him to the cleaners right here. Backs him down, up and under move, throws it up, and that is no good. But there's Carter with the rebound. Outside to Dunn. The three there is good. How many times are you going to give him extra shots?
Well, they're just getting out-hustled on the glass, and their defense is letting them down again, Ted.
2 minutes to play in the half, 15-point lead for Georgia Southern. Here's KC Shaw behind his back. Goes to Turner on the left wing. Back to Shaw. Shaw drives down the left-hand side, spins in the lane, gets blasted, and he's going to go to the line for two with 1:49 to play in the half.
You know, and I hate to be a naysayer, Ted, and, you know, he's going to the line, but that's still a bad possession. You know, the ball sticks, he's spinning into the traffic. And
well, the thing is, good defensive teams understand that when you spin in the lane, someone else is going to be there.
Correct.
You know, a little help defense, and they know exactly where the spin's going to end. Here's Shaw to the line for two. First one, no good. He'll get one more. He's got 8 points. He and Drew McKenna lead the Monarchs with 8 apiece. L.J. Thomas with 4. Zach Wiggins with 4. Jordan Battle with 2. Monarchs are shooting 29%, 9 for 31 from the field, and they're 1 for 11 from 3. Second free throw from Shaw is good. It's 41-27. Hubbard in, Shaw out. Joining McKenna, Davis, Wiggins, and Battle. Monarchs go to full court pressure. And here comes Spud Webb against Zach Wiggins. Passes it over to White. White gets it over the timeline to Dunn. Kyrie Dunn brings the ball back to Webb. Webb, right-hand side, Dunn. He'll take a long two and swish it. Actually, that's a three.
Well, and Robert Davis Jr. again just watched him lock into his shot and didn't contest it.
44-27. McKenna now. He's got a shot in his eyes, doesn't he? No matter what it takes, he's going to turn and fade from the foul line and brick one up, and it's another one and done for the Old Dominion. Not a lot of passing going on, not a lot of assists for the Monarchs. Once again, they're getting trounced. Double pumping layup by Davis is no good.
Well, you know, on that play, you see everything that we've talked about them correcting, Ted. It's a difficult shot, and then they just run the ball right at the Monarchs and get right in the lane, and Monarchs commit a foul.
Nicavian White was the one who drew that foul, and with 1:08 to play in the half, he's going to see if he can match the largest lead of the half. First free throw, good. And all that work that the Monarchs did defensively and the good-looking offense, the sharing of the basketball to get from 18 down to 8, now up in smoke. Second free throw, no good. And the lead's 18 again with 65 seconds to go in the half. Battle with the basketball against Kyrie Dunn. One-on-one. Takes him down the left-hand side. Spins, turns, goes to McKenna on the right blocks. Puts it up with the left hand. No good. Monarchs can't throw it into the ocean from a boat. That was a great look. Just couldn't finish it. Here's White into the front court. 46 seconds to go in the half. 18-point lead. White takes his way to the hole. Misses a layup. Had it all done but the finish. And here's Battle racing from left to right in the gray Monarch uniforms. Into the corner he goes. Robert Davis Jr. for three. Yes! His first field goal comes with 30 seconds to go in the half. It's 40-35.
And a good pass ahead by Jordan Battle to get him that open three.
Second and a half difference, shot clock and game clock, as White, Nicavian, yo-yos the dribble. Now he goes to Spud Webb. He's guarded by Scotty Hubbard. Out by the midcourt stripe on the right-hand side. Now he creeps toward the goal. Gets past the foul line. Throws it up. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line with 6.1 seconds to go.
He's hard to guard, Ted. You know, he's kind of wiry and he's herky-jerky, as I said earlier, and you know, he gets into the defender's body.
And it'll be Webb to the line. For Georgia Southern, Applewhite has 13. Dunn has 9. 5 for Tyron Moore. Now 6 for Spud Webb. As he hits the first, he'll get one more. Mike Jones putting in three-point shooters as he brings Turner and L.J. Thomas along with Battle, Wiggins, and Davis on the floor. One more free throw for Spud Webb. It's good. 47-30. 6.1 seconds to go. Inbound pass to Jordan Battle. 4 seconds. 3. He's going coast to coast. Throws it up. Blocked. And that's going to bring us to the end of our first half. Battle can't believe there wasn't a foul. Looked like a pretty clean block there, and his 20 minutes of action in the books. And Georgia Southern, winners of 8 in a row, leads Old Dominion 47-30.
I mean, you got to make a play for someone else in that situation, Ted. You can't get to the basket.
Mike Jones having a chat with our officiating crew. Matt Hamilton there as well.
There's certainly frustration on Coach Jones's part right now, Ted.
Halftime here at Chartway Arena in Norfolk. Georgia Southern 47, Old Dominion 30. This is the ODU Sports Network.
Monarch basketball on the
Clear
Sports Network is presented by Team Monarch Partners. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, lending with pride in the 757 since 1996. Centera, their mission is to improve health every day. Pepsi, that's what I like. And ODU Global, solutions for where you are, education for where you want to go. ODU Global, Coming up at halftime, analysis and stats from the first half, plus out-of-town scores and
Have a
more.
seat, Dennis.
The Monarch
Next one, you'll
Basketball
get up.
Halftime Report is next on the ODU Sports Network.
10 seconds.
Monarch Basketball Halftime Report. Let's go back to the arena and rejoin the voice of the Monarchs, Ted Alexander.
Live here at Chartway Arena, the campus of Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. It's halftime, Sun Belt Conference men's hoop action. Old Dominion trailing Georgia Southern 47-30. Ted Alexander and Dennis Wolf watching a baby crawl fest from Invest 529. This is always entertaining. But, Dennis, your thoughts on the first half? I'm not watching the babies crawl.
And I think neither of us is in the mindset that we're going to enjoy the baby crawl when, unfortunately, the Monarchs didn't do what we had hoped they would do, Ted, which is come out, with a little more fire and a little more togetherness. And, there was a little spurt in midway through the half where they tightened it up to 8, but then there was a series of bad shots and poor defensive transition, and now we find ourselves down 17 at the half.
Monarchs were down 18. As Dennis mentioned, they cut it to 8, played good defense, had good shot selection, shared the basketball, but then fell asleep at the switch again defensively and got too me offensively, and it's 47-30. It is halftime. The babies are cheering. Everybody's happy except the basketball fans. 47-30, them on the ODU Sports Network. All right,
At
Dennis.
Chartway, just about the dollars and cents. We're about dreams, diplomas, and making our community shine. And we've got the numbers to back it up. Over $17 million to be exact. Because of our members, we've supported scholarships, financial wellness,
Come on in,
children
Felicia.
in need, and so much more. Because it's never been about banking. It's about giving our members and our community
All righty, can you hear me?
opportunity to shine their brightest.
Okay,
So
say
join
hello.
us and let's shine together.
Keep saying hello.
Hello. Test.
Atlantic
There you are.
Orthopedic Specialist,
Very
keep you
good.
moving and doing what you love. As the region's largest, most
And we're just
comprehensive
gonna yap.
orthopedic practice,
That's right.
they've been
Just gonna
serving
do a
Hampton
little
Roads for
yapping.
over
I love
100
that.
years.
It'll go faster
Multiple
than you've
locations
ever thought
across
in your
Hampton
life.
Roads, 24 physicians and 8 different specialties, spine and scoliosis, sports medicine, hand to shoulder,
47,
total
30.
joint replacement, foot and ankle, orthopedic oncology,
There's
pain
so many
management,
pieces of
physical
paper
therapy,
around here. I've
and
got
with
to.
their AOS
The halftime
now
one is the
walk-in
one I
clinics,
referred
no
to, so I got to
appointment
put
is
this mark
necessary.
on it.
As leaders in orthopedic health, Atlantic Orthopedic Specialists is proud to be the team physicians.
That's
for
why you're
Old
the
Dominion
man.
University.
Looking for the perfect spot to chill, catch up with friends, and dig into some amazing food? Look no further than Chicho's. Since 1968, Chicho's has been serving more than just pizza. Whether you're craving their mouth-watering dishes, ice-cold drinks, or just want to kick back and watch the game, they've got you covered. Don't miss out on Wednesday's 99-cent wings from 5 to 9 p.m. That's right, just 99 cents. Plus, with karaoke, trivia, and live music all week, there's always something fun happening at Chicho's, where the food is hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Visit one of Chicho's 9 locations today.
Get ready to save big at Bannister Nissan.
Well, we've got a
of
little
Chesapeake
celebration
and
going on
Bannister
here.
Nissan
That's so
of
cool.
Norfolk. Right now, drive home in a brand new Nissan with 0% financing for up to 72 months on select models. Looking for pre-owned? Payments start as low as $199 a month. And if you're a government worker, you get $1,000 off any new vehicle purchase or 50% off any maintenance service. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Call today, 757-609-3300.
10 seconds.
All right, here we go.
Put you behind the wheel
Ready to
of
rock and
something
roll?
amazing.
I'm ready to rock.
Here we go.
This is your flagship home for
AJ
the
will wanna
ODU
tape this.
Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
It is halftime at Chartway Arena in Norfolk. Old Dominion trailing Georgia Southern in Sun Belt Conference play 47-30. This Sun Belt Conference contest between the Monarchs and the Eagles is presented by the Virginia Department of Health. The Virginia Department of Health, dedicated to protecting the health and promoting the well-being of all people in Virginia. And we're pleased to be joined at halftime by Felicia Baez-Smith, the Community Relations Coordinator, and here with the Virginia Department of Health. Good to see you, Felicia.
Good to see you as well. Glad to be here.
What is the message? You've been here all day throughout the doubleheader. What's the message you want Hampton Roads and the 757 to know about the Virginia Department of Health?
Oh, boy. Well, you already gave the mission, but really, with flu season upon us, we really want to recommend folks to get vaccinated. It's the little things that matter. So washing your hands, covering your cough, and, of course, staying at home when you're sick.
Well, and the thing is, when you feel crummy, you aren't yourself. and you want people to feel good. That's what the Virginia Department of Health is all about, and that's what you're doing. That's why these reminders are so important, because sometimes we forget this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Some other reminders that we wanted to put in. We have a summer internship academy, and applications are open now until January 31st. It is a paid opportunity, 10 weeks for folks to see what it's like to work at the Virginia Department of Health. So folks can go to our website.
And what is that website?
It is vdhvirginia.gov/human resources internships.
We're talking to Felicia Baez-Smith, the Community Relations Coordinator with the Virginia Department of Health. What's something that we don't know about your group that you do and you'd like people to know, and maybe we just forget about or don't even have a clue about?
Great question. We've got the Office of Vital Records. It's essential to citizens' needs regarding birth, death, and marriage licenses, but we also just created a very best resource guide. It offers easy access to key resources, how to get your child's birth record, screenings, and support programs. It's available English and Spanish, and you can find this guide on our website or at a local health department.
And again, that website is, Felicia?
vdh.virginia.gov.
There you go. It's Felicia Baez-Smith, the Community Relations Coordinator with the Virginia Department of Health. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the work you do for our community, and enjoy the second half.
Thank you so much.
It is halftime here in Norfolk. Old Dominion trailing Georgia Southern 47-30, and this is the ODU Sports Network.
At ODU Global, your degree is as unique as you are. Whether it's day one or a
Way to
do-over,
go.
whether you're following
Well
the
done.
footsteps of a legacy or charting your own course, we help you get the most from your prior credits and military or work experience so you can get your degree faster. ODU Global, education where you are and where you want to go for your world. Apply at online.odu.edu today.
Now enjoy the rest of the day,
ODU
right?
Global. Apply at online.odu.edu today.
Lifetime oil changes. That's how you win at Checkered Flag, where you always get the winner's edge with every new Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Genesis, and Volkswagen. Lifetime oil changes and state inspections. Lifetime emergency towing. A 3-day money-back guarantee and a seamless one-person, one-price, 1-hour buying experience that puts you in the driver's seat. The winner's edge. Only at Checkered Flag, where winners buy.
At the Fish and Pig, they have the finest from land
All right,
and sea.
AJ, I've got 7:30 on the clock, 7:30.
Flavorful fresh seafood. They have great drinks.
Now I've got another segment here before you go, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
At 119 West 25th Street in Norfolk, in the heart of the ring.
Sounds like there's some Irish dancing going on over there.
Go to
Say that again?
fishandpig.norfolk.com.
It sounds like there's some Irish dancing going on over there.
I'm not sure what this is, quite honestly.
ODU fans, want a winning mortgage lender? Challenge accepted. Atlantic Bay helps you score more, financing your dream home to build a strong financial future with our smooth loan process, products for every home buyer, and outstanding service that treats you like an MVP long after the closing table. We take pride in helping ODU fans. So if a new home or refinance is in your game plan, call Atlantic Bay today. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, LLC, NMLS number 720.
10 seconds.
Plus consumeraccess.org is an equal opportunity lender.
This is your flagship home for the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Halftime at Chartway Arena, Old Dominion trails Georgia Southern 47-30. Eagles looking for their 9th straight win. Georgia Southern shoots 45% from the field, 46 from 3. They were 6 for 13 and 78% from the foul line. Monarchs are shooting 28% from the field, just 2 for 12 from 3, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. In terms of rebounding, Monarchs are being out-rebounded 25-19. They've got 5 assists on 10 made buckets. The Eagles have 9 assists on their 15 made buckets. Dennis Wolf, you've had a chance to glance at this halftime stat sheet. What jumps off at you?
Well, I think the 9 assists for them, we're getting out-rebounded. And I think when you contrast the two styles offensively, nobody on their team holds the ball too long. They try to make a quick move. If not, they kicking it and moving without the ball. And, we end up on too many possessions so stagnant and guys just watching one guy dribble the ball. And, most of the times those possessions end up bad.
47-30, Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion. Up next on our Monarch basketball halftime reports, AJ Risser in our Monarch Game Day studios with a look at the scoreboard. That's coming up on the ODU Sports Network.
Toyota.
Clear.
Stop by your local Toyota dealer for incredible
What in God's name did I do with the
cars,
effing
trucks, and
log
SUVs
here? Hello.
known for their legendary reliability, like the stylish and efficient Camry, sleek and capable Corolla,
ready for anything RAV4. Or check out a rough and rugged Tacoma or
So you have about, 4.5 minutes?
and lease
Yes.
options available to qualify.
Gotcha.
Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals, to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
The time-honored tradition of rubbing Big Blue's belly, or ODU graduates crossing over the university's seal, are just a few ways the Monarchs show their love. In the truck game, Ford's tradition of impressive capabilities and legendary performance are what Ford owners love. And it's why Ford F-Series reigns as America's best-selling trucks. Because of this shared commitment to tradition, your Southern Virginia Ford dealer is a proud partner of ODU Athletics. Based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
Get your game day flavor on with the Dirty Buffalo's officially licensed ODU sauces and rubs. Try Big Blue Q, Big Blue Belly Rub, and Red, White, and Big Blue, the official sauces and dry rub of Old Dominion University. Available now at thedirtybuffalo.com in all 3 locations, with a portion of every sale supporting ODU scholarships. Show your Monarch pride with every bite.
There's nothing like the sights and sounds of the holidays. The crackle of a fire, the tearing of wrapping paper, and the of new gifts, the smell of cookies, ornaments on the tree, and the of new toys, along with the sound of Christmas.
Welcome to the
through
stream
Lexus
feed.
Premium Sounds. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Dennis
Get
is
off
messing
of
around
select
again.
models now through January 5th. See Priority Lexus
You can see how
Newport
little
News
work
and
he does.
Priority
He's just
Lexus Virginia
screwing around with the crowd.
This is your flagship.
I have
home
a
for
big
the
fan
ODU
base, Ted, and
Sports
they
Network.
often just look for any
Priority Auto
opportunity to come
Sports
down and say
Radio
hi.
94.1.
And you kind of created the monster of me because of all the attention I get in the media world now.
Well, it's well-deserved, and maybe I'm a little jealous about that.
Well, I can get a couple of the kids from the St. Patrick's 4th grade team to come and say hi to you, too. Just in case you want to.
Please do. Please do.
Trail by 17 at the half, 47-30 to Georgia Southern. Elsewhere in the Sun Belt, going on right now, James Madison trails by 6 at Arkansas State. That game just getting started in the second half. Texas State, they're on the road to UL Monroe. They have a 4-point lead as they are halfway through the first half. Earlier today, Southern Miss beat Louisiana 74-67, and Georgia State took down Coastal Carolina 89-71. Some top 25 action. Number 19 Tennessee, they are in a close one with number 18 Arkansas. That game 58-57 in favor of Tennessee. And at the half right now, number 6 Duke on the road at Florida State. They are tied at 42 apiece. Again, our score at the half here, Old Dominion down by 17 to Georgia Southern, 30-47. The second half is next right here on the ODU Sports Network.
This has been the Monarch Basketball Halftime Show. Stay tuned. Second half action is straight ahead on the ODU Sports Network.
Monarch Basketball on the ODU Sports Network is
Hey,
presented
AJ.
by Team Monarch Partners.
Yes, sir.
One
Atlantic
formatting
Bay
thing real
Mortgage
quick.
Group.
Never give the
Winning
lower
with
score
pride in the
first, please.
757
Yes, sir.
6. Centera, their mission is to improve health every day. Pepsi, that's what I like. And ODU Global.
Let's see you
Solutions
feel
for
the
where
music
you
a little
are.
bit.
Education
There you
for
go.
where
There you go.
want to go.
I have moves that I usually use at
Now,
weddings
let's
that
go
I'm
back to the arena
saving for the
second half
broadcast.
action.
Okay.
Here's the voice of the Monarchs, Ted Alexander, on the ODU Sports Network.
All right, we saw signs of life, Dennis Wolf, that we haven't seen in a while out of this Monarch team. They were down 18. They battled. They played defense. They shared the basketball. They were hungry. They were scrappy. They were on the floor getting loose balls. They cut that 18-point lead to 8. But then they fell into their own habits of being bad defensively and not very selective at the offensive end. What do you do to lace it all up? Because we saw signs.
Well, they had a couple of good defensive possessions. They were able to push the ball down the floor and take advantage of numbers and made some good penetrates and kicks that cut into the lead. And then it's almost like, they have amnesia and it goes away and they don't remember what got them to that point, and they get into the same habits that end up hurting them.
Fans, McDonald's has a Buckets for Nuggets promotion. If ODU hits 6 3-pointers in today's game, everybody in attendance and everybody listening and everybody out in Streamland wins 6 free McNuggets with a $2 minimum purchase. All you have to do is download the McDonald's app to redeem it. Keep listening during the game to see if everybody wins. Monarchs thus far 2 for 12, but if they get to 6, it's a McDonald's Buckets for Nuggets promotion. Best thing for you to do right now is download that McDonald's app and get ready to rock and roll as the Monarchs are going to hit some threes this app. I can just sense it. They're in the gray uniforms, the number Dominion in white outlined in Hudson blue on the front. Just numbers in white outlined in Hudson blue. Monarchs now moving from right to left. They start with the basketball, and here we go. 47-30. Can Old Dominion climb out of another big hole to get a W here at home? Here's Jordan Battle. Working against Webb down the right side. He goes, spins in the lane, drives, dishes it to KC. His shot blocked, and Applewhite comes away with it. Now Webb for Georgia Southern. A little predictable on that, but I like the drive and dish thing. Just couldn't get it done. Here's Tyron Moore down the left-hand side. He takes it into the paint. He throws it up and in. First field goal for Tyron Moore. He's got 7 points, and it's 49-30, the largest lead for Georgia Southern of the day is right now. And a 16-foot jump shot from Casey Shaw isn't good. And the Monarchs are once again one and done.
Well, they don't get near the offensive glass, Ted.
Here's Applewhite. Should have been called for steps there as he showed the three. Hands the ball off to Webb. Spins to his left. Throws it up with the left hand. That's an easy little bunny. Little bunnies are going through the basket for the visitors from Statesboro.
Well, the Monarchs made a change in their starting lineup, Ted, and they went with McKenna instead of Swanton Roger, and really hasn't paid off right here.
Here comes Battle to the bucket. He throws it up, no good. Again, thought he got defensively fouled, didn't, and here we go the other way. It's 51-30. All Georgia Southern to start this second half off the three miss from Moore. McKenna has the rebound. Outlet pass left-hand side. Casey Shaw, he puts it on the deck and gets fouled.
But it's like we're going in there looking for fouls, Ted. You got to try to make your move to the basket, and if you get fouled, you get fouled.
18:32 to play, 51-30. 4-0 in the second half for Georgia Southern. Here's Jared Turner stepping back and firing a three, woefully short.
Well, he was stepping away from the basket, Ted. That's a tough.
Here's Tyron Moore into the front court. Gets it to Webb. No one is on him. He can set his feet and fire and miss the three. Rebound comes to Jordan Battle of Old Dominion. Headman pass to Turner. Turner at 6'8", lays it in.
Well, and a good pass ahead and a good finish by Jared.
51-32, 18:05 to go. Sun Belt Conference men's hoop action from Norfolk. Webb throws it up. No, but he's fouled by Turner, and that's going to be number 2 on Jared Turner. The Eagles setting the early pace in Sun Belt Conference men's standing position. They are 3-0 in the league, and they've won 8 in a row to get their record to 11-5. And here comes Spud Webb with 2. First one is good. That gets him into double figures at 10 and moves the lead to 52-32. Largest lead was 21, and Spud Webb will see if he can get that back, and he doesn't as it rattles out. Battle, Wiggins, Hubbard, McKenna, and Davis Jr. on the floor for Old Dominion. Here comes Drew down the left-hand side, and that shot is blocked. Boy, Carter has a lot of blocks today.
Well, and he's long, and he's got pretty good timing, Ted, and he's been able to not foul, which is the impressive thing, and still, block the shot.
5th block of the game for Georgia Southern against Old Dominion. Monarchs will inbound, 20 to shoot. Battle looking. Nobody's moving anywhere. Gets it to Davis in the corner. Davis brings it outside to Scotty Hubbard. Hubbard on the left wing. Goes back to Robert. Robert Davis, right-hand side. Open three for Wiggins is good. That's a good look.
And a good pass by Robert Davis. He came in under control, and Zach Wiggins stepped into it.
52-35, Georgia Southern. 17.5 to go here at Chartway Arena. Monarchs need some stops here. Tyron Moore, chest pass to Applewhite, gets the ball back on the right wing. Moore goes to Applewhite again. Drives past Battle to the hole. Layup is no good. Put back good. That's the first bucket of the day from Jaden Williams. No one boxing him out. He had an easy putback off the missed layup, and it's 54-35. Here's Davis Jr., left-hand side McKenna. He'll fire a three. That's no good. Rebound boxed out by Spud Webb. Kept Scotty away from Hubbard, away from the bucket there. Webb loops it back to Tyron Moore. Moore gets into the paint, puts it up with the right hand. The floater is no good, and the tap is no good. And the Monarchs trying to bumble it, and they do. Oh, there's a perfect play there. The Monarchs had the ball in their hands, but the extra hustle from Southern popped it out, and it leads to a foul and a free throw attempt.
Well, they were just in too much of a hurry there, Ted. They're a good play. They got the ball, and they just were rushing and didn't cleanly handle it.
It's like when you're watching a Hanna-Barbera cartoon and you see Fred Flintstone's feet going, blah, 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 and then he starts going. But his feet are moving fast, not going anywhere.
I'm going to have to go back and check my Flintstone saved.
First free throw from Applewhite is good. He's got 14 to lead all scorers. The lead is 55-35. L.J. Thomas in, Robert Davis Jr. out for Old Dominion. One more free throw for Alden Applewhite, 6'7" redshirt senior, transfer from Murray State. Calls Memphis, Tennessee home. Up with the left and good. He's got 15, and the lead is back to 21, matching the largest. Here's Battle. Down the right-hand side, runs into Kyrie Dunn and is fouled by the combination of Dunn and Webb.
And that's not from Georgia Southern, that's not a good foul, but it's an aggressive foul. And, they've been the aggressors so far in the first 24 minutes of this game.
Battle looking, still looking. Jordan gets it to Thomas in the paint. Puts it up with the left hand and in. L.J. Thomas gets one to fall with the left, and it's 56-37. 16 and a half to play. Here's Dunn to Webb. Doesn't take the long threes. Taking on McKenna, who's got a size advantage here. But Spud Webb turns to the paint and hits a little 8-foot jumper. Those are easy.
Well, he might have had a side advantage, but if you don't contest the shot, Ted, you're going to give the guy an easy 6-foot shot.
And he just made it. And they're making shots to the tune of 46%. Monarchs are shooting 30% as Battle takes it to the hole. Ball strip comes to McKenna. Brings it back outside smartly to Wiggins. Wiggins back to Drew. McKenna takes it down the right-hand side. Almost goes down. Loses the ball. It's on the floor. Monarchs are diving for it. That's Scotty Hubbard. He's going for it. It comes up and is stolen by Wiggins. Wiggins, left-hand side, Battle. Battle forces a shot from there. What an awful idea right there. After all the scrambling, settle things down and get a decent shot as opposed to a fadeaway off balance in the corner. Here's Webb at the other end hitting the little floater. That falls out. No good right there. Everybody's on the floor again. Southern comes up with it. This is Kyrie Dunn. Goodness gracious. Right-hand side, here's Webb. Brings it back. 11 to shoot, 15-20 to go. Dunn, lefty three. No good. It's short, but they crash the boards. Wiggins comes up with it. Headman pass to LJ, and he lays it in for two. Nice sight there from the freshman Wiggins. Meanwhile, they steal the inbounds. Here's LJ for three. No good. Offside. There's Wiggins. Shot blocked. That's blocked by Williams. Monarchs had another golden opportunity, but couldn't finish from 1.5 feet away from the rim.
But, that's not LJ's shot. They get a turnover, and he needs to try to use that opportunity to go to the basket.
58-39. Webb in the paint. Again, 2-footer. Off glass. No good. He misses the 2-footer. But there's Carter missing. Has shot blocked. Puts it up again, and he's fouled.
Well, you get caught in a mismatch, and then you have LJ guarding one of their post players.
And the Monarchs are getting routed on the boards, 36-24. Lots of second chance attempts for Georgia Southern. 14:37 to play. Eagles 58, Monarchs 39. This is the ODU Sports Network.
When it comes clear 757, Monarch fans know who to trust. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group has been serving Hampton Roads since 1996.
It's extra frustrating for all of us when you do work and you're working hard and you can't pay it off. And if someone makes a really good hustle play, not cashing it in, that gets frustrating.
Well, that last play is an example of time and score. You cut into a little bit, you make a couple of good hustle plays, you turn them over, and you have 3-on-2. So try to get to the basket, but we just settle for a three by the guy that's not
a three-point shooter.
It's not the strength of his game.
Yep. And so that was an opportunity that went up in smoke. And as the clock reads 14:37, those opportunities are starting to, as we say, head on through this hourglass.
Game day flavor on with the Dirty Buffaloes officially licensed
sands of
ODU sauces and rubs.
what was that?
Try Big Blue
Like sands through the
Big
hourglass,
Blue
so are
Belly
the days
Rub
of our
and
lives.
Red,
There you
White,
go.
and Big Blue, the
We
official
always have a way of
sauces
getting
and
a soap
rubs
opera
of
reference in, which is
University.
a tribute to
Available now
you and
at
I's
thedirtybuffalo.com
ancient
and all three
lives.
locations
I love
with a
it.
portion of every
Dennis is
sale
giving himself
supporting
tributes.
ODU
Here we
scholarships.
go.
Show
And down
your
the
Monarch
stretch they
pride
come, and the
10
kid wins.
Your
I think it was a
flagship
tie.
home
They
for
both went.
ODU basketball. WVSP FM HD1.
I think they're going to give them a both a win.
Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch basketball presented in part by Spring Hill Suites. Make your next ODU visit unforgettable at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, the only hotel right on campus. Guests enjoy exclusive alumni and family discounts, complimentary breakfast, and on-site dining at Monarch Recovery Sports Grill. For group bookings, event space, or special ODU weekends, call Spring Hill Suites at 757-423-4100. Ask for Naomi in sales. 14:37 to play, 58-39. Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion. Ted Alexander, Dennis Wolf here, A.J. Risser in our Monarch Game Day studios, wherever you may be on this Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see if we can get a little rally going here as Mike Jones sends out L.J. Thomas, Drew McKenna, K.C. Shaw, Zach Wiggins, and Robert Davis Jr. And they're going to watch Carter go to the free throw line.
And we're creeping toward that bad differential in the rebounding, Ted. We're negative 12 right now.
First foul shot from Carter. Excuse me, Dennis. Is good. That's his first point.
They're getting too many second chance opportunities.
Well, Carter has 1 point and 9 rebounds. And he goes 2 for 2 from the stripe when he gets a chance. So it's a 60-39 ball game. Again, we heard this crowd in the first half when the Monarchs made a run. That's an awful pass from LJ, picked off by Dwayne Williams Jr., and he leads the break. Just pass to Kyrie Dunn on the left-hand side. He's in the corner now, and he'll bring it back out because he was shut down defensively. That's the smart basketball thing to do. If you don't have it, try it again. Here's Spud Webb now with the basketball, working on McKenna down the left-hand side, gets into the paint, throws it up off glass and in.
Well, they try to get the matchup they want, and they want McKenna guarding Webb, who's better off the dribble.
Largest lead of the day is right now 62-39. Here's Shaw in the paint. He turns and hits from 4 feet. He's into a double figures with 11, and it's 62-41. 13:49 to go. Here's Dunn to Kavion White. Down low, anticipation from Thomas. He steals it away. He and Shaw, and they blow the... But the foul's called first, I believe.
Well, the Monarchs caught a break on that play.
Yeah, because LJ threw it way in front of KC Shaw on the break, but he was fouled by McCavian White.
And it was a good idea by LJ. He was, it was going to be an unselfish play. It just was a little bit ahead of him.
LJ out in favor of Jordan Battle, who will inbound baseline right. Looking, loops it into Robert Davis Jr. He's hit 1-3 here today. 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. In the corner, Zach Wiggins has the basketball, drives left baseline, brings it out to Battle. Left-hand side, Shaw. Shaw for 3, good.
And a good extra pass by Jordan Battle.
KC now, his second three-pointer of the year. Brings the Monarchs within 62-44. Into the corner they go. Here's Kyron Moore for 3. No good, done, I should say. And the rebound comes down to Georgia Southern. They come up with a loose ball, but this time the Monarchs have the basketball. Battle to Robert Davis Jr. Robert Davis Jr. steps back, goes to Jordan. They work the perimeter. Casey Shaw, right-hand side, Zach Wiggins, back to Shaw on the right wing. He puts it on the deck, spins the lane, puts it up with the left, misses it, and the rebound comes down to Bernie. Little ball movement right there, just couldn't hit the layup. Here's a looping pass. It's going to go out of bounds. Awful pass from McCavion White. It's a turnover.
And it looks like the Monarchs are going to the strategy they had the other night where they're going to start trying to pressure a little bit more, little half-court trapping. And, the last two possessions, they've caused Georgia Southern to not look really confident with the ball.
62-44. Eagles lead Old Dominion with 12:40 to play. Time for a circus comeback, but we need to get the tent up. Here's Robert Davis Jr. at the top of the circle, guarded by Dwayne Williams. Now he goes to Battle. Battle into the corner. Back to Battle on the right wing. Here's a three. That's no good. Rebounds, back tap, comes to Jordan, and a foul downstairs.
Well, the Monarchs have shown a little more effort. Scotty Hubbard, a good job trying to get to the offensive glass. And by putting that effort in, you're going to put them in some positions where they're going to foul.
Foul will go against Dunn. That is his first. And Shaw will inbound baseline right. Brings it into Scotty Hubbard. Hubbard, couple of dribbles at the top. Now he goes to Shaw on the right wing. Foul line extended. KC working against Dunn. Doesn't head into the double team. Now he does. And he pulls up for the baseline jumper. That's good. 16 for KC Shaw, 62-46. Davis Jr. steals the inbounds, and the three is good. Whoa, look at that. Davis, the thief, and then the sharpshooter. And it's 62-49. At the other end, they can't get the alley-oop to go. And the Monarchs and Davis Jr. come away with the basketball. Gets it up to Jordan Battle into the right-hand corner. This is KC Shaw. Almost falls off that pivot foot, guarded by Kyrie Dunn. Puts it on the deck. Burrowing now. Another baseline jumper. This one's off the mark. That's another forced shot. You're pinned in the corner. Bring it out and get it back. Here's Williams for Georgia Southern. Plows over Jordan Battle. You got to be kidding me. They call a block on Battle as Moore put his shoulder into his chest and he went flying. And that'll bring us to a timeout. 11:31 to play. Mike Jones is going nuts.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here, Ted.
He's having a chat. Matt Hamilton out there to protect his head coach. 62-49, Georgia Southern leads as we head to timeout. Buckle up, folks. Going to get interesting here at Chartway, one way or another. This is the ODU Sports Network.
At ODU, Clear. Towards your degree is as unique as you are. Whether it's day one or a do-over, whether you're following the footsteps of a legacy or charting your own course, we help you get the most from your prior credits in military or work experience. You can get your degree faster. ODU Global. Education for where you are and where you want to go. For your world. Apply at online.odu.edu today. That's ODU Global. Apply at online.odu.edu today.
Get your game day flavor on with the Dirty Buffalo's officially licensed.
So the largest
ODU
lead was 23, and they've cut 10 off. A little 10-0 run. All right, good.
Belly rub and red, white, and big blue, the official sauces and dry rub of Old Dominion University. Available now at thedirtybuffalo.com in all three locations, with a portion of every sale supporting ODU scholarships. Show your Monarch pride with every bite.
At Centera, our goal is to improve health every day. And when it comes to your health, the best defense starts with a strong offense. That's why Centera Health Plans provides quality care and coverage for individuals, families, and businesses of all sizes. Our members benefit from progressive plans and products, including access to virtual care, health and wellness programs, and even special discount programs. Centera Health Plans is the trade name of Centera Health Plans, Centera Health Insurance Company, Centera Health Administration, 10 seconds, and Centera Behavioral Health.
This is your flagship home for the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch fans, Food Lion is the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For each free throw the Monarchs make in today's game, Food Lion will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank. Thus far, the Monarchs are 8 for 9 from the foul line, and that means in the Food Lion Score to Give More program, 800 meals will be donated to a local area food bank, and we hope to build on that. 62-49, Monarchs have cut a 23-point lead down to 13 with 11:31 to go. Georgia Southern brings it in. Kyrie Dunn on the right wing. Gets a screen. Now crosses over, gets into the paint. Robert Davis Jr. stops him off there. Passes the ball back to Applewhite. Applewhite working on Scotty Hubbard's man-to-man defense. Shoulders, backs him, throws it up. No good. Rebound, Carter over the back. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! They called the over the back. Looky here, Mom. There is a Santa Claus.
How'd you feel about that play, Ted?
Finally, they call this dude who's been climbing the back like he's a gymnast or something that would climb the back. All right, let's go. Enough of this mess. Let's start playing some basketball. Here's Shaw at the top of the circle. Almost travels himself and bumbles and is bailed out by a foul. Yeesh.
You know, and now both sides are doing a lot of complaining to the referees. That looked like it was a travel first.
Yes, yep.
And then it ended up being a foul.
Battle to inbound baseline right. Gets it to Davis Jr. in the corner. Brings it back outside. Here's Casey Shaw at the foul line. Back to Robert. Davis Jr. doesn't use the screen from Shaw. Takes it all the way down. Puts it up with the left hand and in. Robert Davis Jr. takes it to the hole. He's got 8. It's 62-51. Monarchs haven't been this close in a while. Here's Dunn. First one down. Now he backs it out. Good stopping defense from Zach Wiggins. Now here's Spud Webb. Just inside the midcourt stripe, guarded man-to-man by Jordan Battle. Gets a screen from Carter. Now to Moore. Back to Webb on the perimeter. Webb to Moore. Takes the long three. Puts it on the deck. Gets past Wiggins. Throws it up with the right hand and in. That's a veteran move right there.
Well, and you have to stay down on that fake, Ted. It's really his main offensive move.
Here's Battle taking it down the left side. He gets fouled on his way to the 10, and with 10-14 to go and his team down 64-51, Jordan Battle will go to the line. Monarch basketball presented in part by Centera. At Centera, we improve health every day by providing health plan members with quality, cost-effective health care. For costs and complete details of coverage, visit CenteraHealthPlans.com. Jordan Battle misses the first foul shot.
You know, and this is kind of where Georgia Southern was in their last game at Coastal, where they had a pretty good lead most of the game, and then they tied at the end, and they ended up winning in overtime. So maybe the Monarchs can keep the pressure on them right here.
Jordan Battle 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, and he's 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Make that 3 for 4. So he's got 3 points, and the Monarchs are within 12. 64-52, 10-10 to go in our ball game.
And they haven't looked comfortable against this half-court trap. If the Monarchs can continue to do that.
Here's Tyron Moore. Dribbles to the right-hand side, hands it off to Applewhite. Applewhite gets the ball to Spud Webb. He's a left-hander, likes working to the left. Now he backs up against Casey Shaw. Stops and starts at the foul line. Crab dribbles, brings it back outside to Kyron Moore. Straight away, he'll take the 3 from there, and he'll hit it as the shot clock was expiring. Major 3 from Tyron Moore.
That's a backbreaker right there after they had played pretty good defense.
67-52, 9:30 to play. Here's Shaw on the left wing, and we've got a whistle downstairs. McKenna battling with Kyrie Dunn.
And the Monarchs forced to switch daylight right there. And now it's going to be a one-on-one situation for Drew McKenna.
Third foul on Kyrie Dunn. And Drew McKenna, 8 points in the first half, goes to the line, make the first, get the second. And he makes the first. He's got 9 points. Came in averaging 5.1 a game. Solid outing for Drew McKenna. 9 points, 5 rebounds.
You know, he's someone we thought all along had the ability to make the most of his opportunity. This is probably the longest stretch he's played so far this year.
And he hits the second, and he's in double figures with 10. So it's Battle, Shaw, Wiggins, Hubbard, and McKenna on the floor. Defending the goal to our right, Monarchs down 67-54, 9:19 to go. Applewhite goes to Moore. He backs it up against Wiggins man-to-man. Now he gets past Zach. Gets to the left block, turns, fires with the right, and hits. Tyron Moore is getting whatever he wants. 69-54. 9 minutes to go. KC Shaw, top of the circle. Against Carter, takes him down the right side. Layup, no, but Carter's going to commit the foul. That'll be his third, and KC will go to the line. 8:55 on the clock. Monarchs down 69-54. Monarch basketball presented in part by Bon Secours. Visit bonsecours.com to learn more. KC Shaw's first foul shot's good. He leads the Monarchs with 17. 8 apiece for Thomas and Davis Jr. 10 for McKenna, 7 for Zach Wiggins, 1 more coming for KC. Rattles out, no good. 69-55, 8:49 to go. Here's Moore into the front court. Pass deflected. Moore goes after it and throws it out of bounds.
I mean, the half-court trapping has sped these guys up, and they've made bad decisions with the ball.
Turnovers now 9-6 in favor of Georgia Southern in a race you don't want to win. So here comes Jordan Battle. We mentioned the 0 for. He's 0 for 7, but he's also got 4 rebounds and 5 assists today. Here he's got the basketball deep on the right wing, guarded by Spud Webb. Goes downstairs to McKenna. McKenna works on the much smaller Moore, and he lays it up and in. Oh, around the rosy it went, and it falls for Drew McKenna.
Well, they took advantage of the mismatch, and he was able to spin on him and power it up.
Second personal foul on Tyron Moore. And McKenna steps to the line trying to complete the three-point play and pull the Monarchs to within 11. Up with the right hand, good. 13 for Drew McKenna. Davis out, LJ Thomas in for Mike Jones with 8.5 to go. Plenty of time, but you need to keep disrupting this Georgia Southern offense. It's a team that averages 84 a game. Full court pressure, and they'll beat it with a second to spare. Bring the ball back to Webb. Webb gets to the foul line, turns there, goes to Moore. Moore shows the 3. LJ's not buying it. Now they switch, and it's Hubbard guarding the smaller Moore. Goes back to Spud Webb. Spud Webb, the left-hander, on the left-hand side. He's at the elbow, backing down. Goes up, and he's going to be fouled as the shot clock goes south.
He's really, really clever with that.
Very. They'll call the foul on Jordan Battle. That'll be his second personal foul, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Free throws coming for Georgia Southern in a moment. It's the Eagles 69, the Monarchs 58, and even 8 minutes to play on the ODU Sports Network.
Clear. Hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
The time-honored tradition of rubbing Big Blue's belly, or ODU graduates crossing over the university seal, are just a few ways the Monarchs show their love. In the truck game, Ford's tradition of impressive capabilities and legendary performance.
Don't we have anybody rebounding for this lad?
We do not. This guy's been at a distinct disadvantage without a rebound.
Trucks. Because of this shared commitment to tradition, your Southern Virginia Ford dealer is a proud partner of ODU Athletics. Based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
When it comes to owning the 757, Monarch fans know who to trust. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group has been serving Hampton Road since 1996.
I wonder if something happened physically with Cal Swan Watches, because he hasn't been back since.
That's why they're proud to be the official mortgage company of ODU Athletics.
Okay.
Visit Atlantic Bay
10 seconds
/ODU to get started.
This is your flagship home for the ODU Sports Network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
They want to remind you that the season premiere of the Keeping Up with the Joneses Coaches Show is this Monday night at the Dirty Buffalo on Colley Avenue in Norfolk. Join us at 6 o'clock with head coach Mike Jones and head coach Delisha Milton Jones as we talk Monarch basketball, and all kinds of things. It's this Monday, 6 o'clock at the Dirty Buffalo on Colley Avenue in Norfolk, the season premiere of the Keeping Up with the Joneses Coaches Show. We'll see you Monday night at the Dirty Buffalo. 69-58, Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion. 8 minutes to play as we come back to action. Spud Webb on the line, Dennis, for 2.
You know, and looking at the stat sheet, Ted, you know, you have Jordan Battle, who's playing hard, but he's 0 for 7 from the floor. And I think it was the last game we talked about. We haven't had a game where the 3 primary offensive guys have all had it going. And, you know, it's going to be tough for them to win if that doesn't happen.
Spud Webb makes the first. He's got 15, matching Alden Applewhite's team lead. Now 16 for Spud Webb, and the lead is 71-58. 8 minutes to go. Thomas on the floor with Hubbard, McKenna, Battle, and Davis Jr. Do the Monarchs have another run in them? Can they get that press working? And here's Battle. Goes to McKenna at the top. Crosses over. Takes it down the right side. Pocket picked. Steal there by Nakavian White. He takes it all the way, and the layup is good.
Well, you know, you just dribbled right into a double team.
And here's Thomas to Battle. Battle guarded by White. Spins in the lane, takes him down the right side, and White knocks it out of bounds. These guys are good defenders, though, too, Dennis. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I mean, we're playing right into their hands.
And they have good size across the board. So when they're switching, the guys that end up caught on the perimeter players are pretty athletic and can still keep them in front.
Here's Thomas taking down the right side. His layup's no good. Rebounds back tap, comes to Spud Webb. Again, a 4 shot there. Here's Dunn. And the layup is no good. That actually was Tyron Moore missing. McKenna the rebound, outlet pass Thomas. Thomas into the front court to our left with 7 minutes to go. LJ hands the ball back to Robert Davis Jr. He's at the top of the circle, doesn't take the 3, goes down the right-hand side. He's determined to shoot it, and he gets fouled doing so. Ball doesn't go in, but he'll get a couple of free throws.
I like the idea of him being a little more aggressive going toward the basket, Ted, but it's really not, you know, a big part of his game.
2 free throws coming up for Robert Davis Jr., who's got 8 points today. He's 3 for 6 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3. Overall, the Monarchs 5 for 19 from 3-point range. And overall, as a team, they're shooting 35%. First foul shot for Davis is good. (73-59), 6:55 to go. Second one rattles out. So he goes 1 for 2, and the lead remains 14. Nakavian White against the trap, throws the ball up for grabs, comes to Williams right in front of the bucket with Davis Jr. there, throws it up, no good. Good defense from Robert Davis Jr. Outlet pass Battle. Battle cuts to the foul line, scoops it over to LJ, takes it down the left-hand side, brings it back to Davis Jr. Quickly to Battle. Battle with 18 to shoot. All the way to the hole, he lays it in. His first bucket brings the Monarchs to within 12 at 73-61. 6:21 to go. Foul's going to be called on Robert Davis Jr. And that'll be the 6th on the Monarchs, his first. .6:17 to play here in Norfolk. 73-61. Georgia Southern with a 12-point lead and the basketball. We'll take a break, get you back to Chartway Arena in a moment. This is the ODU Sports Network.
You know, Ted,
this is the ODU Sports Network. Take a break.
At Centera, clear goal is to improve health every day. And when it comes
Yes,
to your
sir.
health, the best defense starts with
I
a
was
strong
holding my breath
offense.
there, Ted,
That's
so
why
I wouldn't
Centera
lose
Health
the point.
Plans provides quality care and coverage for
They're
individuals,
battling fatigue
families,
right
and
now, so
businesses
if we
of all
can keep
sizes.
the
Our
pressure
members
on them
benefit
a little
from
bit,
progressive plans and products,
cause them
including
to turn
access
it
to
over,
virtual
we
care,
can still
health
get
and
back
wellness
into this
programs,
right now.
even
Plenty of
special
time.
discount
Yes.
programs.
No
Centera
doubt.
Health
That's
Plans is the
stream
trade name of
insight from
Centera
Dennis
Health
Wolf.
Plans. Centera Health
This is
Insurance
wisdom
Company,
he's handing out
Centera
like
Health
candy on
Administration
Halloween.
Incorporated, and Centera
I
Behavioral
give
Health.
it to you free of charge, Ted.
At Chartway, we're not just
I
about
need
the
it.
dollars and cents. We're
In
about
droves,
dreams,
large
diplomas,
helpings.
and making our community shine. And we've got the numbers.
Name
to
the
back it
singer
up.
right here.
Over
It's not unusual. Name it.
$17 million
Tom
to be
Jones.
exact.
There you go.
Because of our members,
I actually kind of like Tom Jones. What's his best song?
This
so
one.
much more.
No.
What,
Because it's
Hey
never
Delilah
been
or
about
whatever?
showcase.
Delilah.
It's about giving our members and our community
You don't think this is
every
his best song?
opportunity to
I
shine
do
their
not.
brightest.
Wow.
So
I'm a
join
fan
us,
of Delilah.
And let's shine together.
Delilah After Dark, the radio show?
No, just the song Delilah. Let's not be going down rabbit holes of radio shows. You know, I'm Bruce Morrow, and then I'm done.
Cousin Bruce Morrow. Well done. Well done.
Bruce.
Hello, cousins. Cousin Brucey. Still doing a show on WABC on Saturday nights.
Is he?
Yep.
How old is he? 101?
10 seconds.
Weekend 101. Don K. Reed here. You
This
there?
is your flagship home for the ODU network. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
Monarch Basketball brought to you in part by Team Monarch partner Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group. It's your home. Own it. Choose the team that's been lending with pride in the 757 for nearly 30 years. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group is the official mortgage company of ODU Athletics. 73-61, Georgia Southern leads with 6:17 to go. Dennis, you brought up a great point for those on our courtside cam audience at the ODU Athletics Facebook and YouTube pages. You talked about fatigue for our guests from Statesboro.
Well, they've been on the road since Wednesday, and had an overtime game on Thursday, and had to bus here. So again, if the Monarchs can keep the pressure on them.
Inbound to Moore, who fires, and that's no good. Rebound comes down to Drew McKenna of Old Dominion.
And that was a set play, a shot they wanted, but a quick three when you're trying to play the clock and time and score.
Here's Casey Shaw on the right wing, deep. Uses the left-hand dribble to take it down the right-hand side. Running one-hander, no good, but a late foul called to go to the line. 5:58 to play, 73-61. Georgia Southern looking for their 9th consecutive win, leads Old Dominion. Casey Shaw to the line. 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He's got 17. First one is good. Monarchs hit the road for 4 after this one. All conference games. Second one, good. 19 points for KC Shaw, who averages 16. The Monarchs are within 10. Haven't been this close in a while, Dennis.
And again, if they can get a turnover here, they can cut it even closer.
Inbounds comes to Webb. He's double teamed in the corner. He calls for time. That's good defense. The fans here appreciate it.
Well, and if they continue to throw the ball into the deep corner like that, Ted, it's a perfect place to trap. Here comes Cal Swanton Roger out of hibernation, back into the game.
Cal hasn't seen much action here today. Just 4 minutes. Gives me a chance to tell you that the Monarch Basketball postgame show comes up at the end of our broadcast here today. We'll hear from head coach Mike Jones. We will run down the stats for you, get you our checkered flag play of the game. A.J. Risser will run down the scores and more. The Monarch Basketball postgame show comes up 5:55 from right now. A doubleheader day here today in Norfolk. The ODU women's team defeated Georgia State in a close ball game for their 2nd straight league win. And now the Monarchs and the Georgia Southern Eagles are battling it out Sunbelt style in a contest presented by the Virginia Department of Health. The Virginia Department of Health is dedicated to protecting the health and promoting the well-being of all people in Virginia. Inbounds pass stolen by Jordan Battle. He's got it right now. Crosses over down the left-hand side, puts it up with the right hand. It's not going to go. Swanton Roger back outside. Davis Jr. for 3. Yes! Davis Jr. connects from deep, and the Monarchs are within 73-66 with 5:41 to go.
And Georgia Southern has been terrible against this pressure. They tried a long court pass, which really wasn't there. You got to credit Cal for not forcing that up and kicking it out for Davis Jr. for an open 3.
Wow, big time stuff there. Great point, Dennis. Cal just inserted in the ball game. Makes his presence felt by keeping the ball alive. Sometimes you don't have to grab it, just keep it alive so someone else can grab it. They get it to Robert Davis Jr. and his straightaway 3 is good. The Monarchs on an 8-0 run through the last minute 15 to pull within 7 at 73-66. Haven't been this close since the start of the first half.
Well, and I think what you got to be conscious of now, for the Monarchs, is they're totally back in the game. They don't have to play quite as frenetically right now.
They'll again go to the full court pressure. Applewhite to inbound. Gets the ball into Moore. Back to Applewhite. His looping pass finds Webb near the midcourt stripe. They go back to Applewhite. Applewhite passes into the front court to Carter. So they beat the press right there, but they're down to 18 to shoot. Here's Applewhite getting past McKenna. Down the lane he goes, and he's fouled by Drew. McKenna picks up the personal. That should be his fourth, I believe.
Well, you don't need anything extra curricular now. Just keep playing hard and playing smart. You know, he actually fouled them way further out.
Got a lot of ball with that last point, but as you said, he had fouled him earlier. So Alden Applewhite with 15 points. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line, gets 2 now. He's a 74% free throw shooter. Left-hander. Makes the first.
You know, and you mentioned he's a transfer from Murray State, Ted. He's a 2-time transfer as well. He was at Portland.
He started at Mississippi State, went to Portland, then to Murray State, now to Georgia Southern.
You know, and you forget how, you know, you look at these guys and they played a lot of basketball at different places.
The redshirt senior puts it up with the left hand and swishes both of them. He's got 17, and the lead is 75-66. 5:26 to go. No time for panic, just time for running the offense, getting a good shot, and perhaps even making. Here's Battle. The right wing, deep, guarded by Carter, is much taller. Gets the ball downstairs, pass deflected, stolen by Applewhite. Sloppy pass.
Well, they were going to be in a position where they were going to get the mismatch.
Here's Applewhite driving, dishing to Carter. His layup's good.
Well, that's the best organized they've been against the pressure.
77-66. The lead was 23, cut to 7, now back to 11. 4:45 to go. Shaw dribbling in the paint. Throws it up with the right hand and in. 21 for KC Shaw. Here's Tyron Moore. Gets the ball ahead to Williams. Williams, jump stop move, brings it back to Applewhite. Uncontested three is short. Rebound comes down, tapped from Davis Jr. to McKenna. Now Battle gets it ahead to Shaw. Shaw drives into the right-hand corner. Davis Jr. for three. No good. Offside rebound, Applewhite of Georgia Southern. His outlet pass finds Spud Webb. Webb into the front court with a right-hand dribble against Jordan Battle. Now they double team him with Hubbard. Gets the ball to Moore. Moore doesn't take the three. Goes to Williams on the left wing. Back to Tyron Moore, and he'll settle things down as we head toward the 4-minute mark. 77-68. Georgia Southern leading at Old Dominion. Tyron Moore against Robert Davis Jr. Chest pass into the corner. Here's a three from Williams that's way short. Rebound, though, tap from Davis Jr. back to Williams. He gets it himself, takes it to the hole, layup good. What happened there?
Well, you have to come up with that ball there, Ted. You force a contested three.
Here's Battle into the corner. This is Scotty Hubbard. Back to Battle. He'll take a three from there and hit a three from there. That's a two. They call it a two for Jordan Battle. 79-71. 3:25 to play. They double team Webb. Gets the pass to Williams, and Williams pass to Moore. Throws it away. Stolen by Battle. Battle into the front court to our left. Crosses over. Back to Scotty Hubbard. Hubbard steps back. He'll fire a three. That's off the iron. No good. And tied up downstairs, and that'll be Georgia Southern basketball. McKenna. And I like seeing this growling out of this Monarch club.
Yeah, you know, but again, you don't need anything after the fact. And did McKenna get teed up there?
No, I don't believe so. I think it's just a jump ball. And the ball that will go to Georgia Southern because of the possession arrow with 3:10 to play.
Still a lot of time left. Make the right plays. Stay calm.
Looking to take ice cream and cake in a break. 3:10 to go. 79-70. Georgia Southern leads Old Dominion on the ODU Sports Network.
Clear.
Gets hectic. But with Bon Secours, it's never been easier to stay engaged in your healthcare your way. Whether in person or virtually, for you and everyone that depends on you. Through MyChart, you can now schedule and get access to care whenever, wherever, and however you need it. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
My St.
Connect with
Patrick's fan
Bonsicore
club is out
on
here
My
doing
Chart.
ice cream and cake very well, by
Get
the
ready
way.
to save big at Bannister Nissan of Chesapeake and Bannister Nissan of Norfolk. Right now, drive home in a brand new Nissan with 0% financing for up to 72 months on select models. Looking for
What break
pre-owned?
is this,
Payments start
AJ?
as low as $199 a month.
This should be the last one.
1,000.
It is.
So what
New
number is
vehicle
that?
purchase or
15?
50%
Correct, yes, sir.
Thank you.
service. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Call today, 757-609-3305, and let Bannister Nissan put you behind the wheel of something amazing.
Toyotathon is on, so stop by your local Toyota dealer for incredible year-end deals on the cars, trucks, and SUVs known for their legendary reliability, like the stylish and efficient Camry, sleek and capable Corolla, ready for anything RAV4, or check out a rough and rugged Tacoma or Tundra, all with great financing and lease options available to qualified customers. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website.
What's he saying?
10 seconds.
That
Toyota,
3-point
let's
shot
go
was a
places.
2, like you called it.
This is your flagship
Oh, no,
home
it was-
for the ODU
it was
Sports
only a 2.
Network.
They had initially put up
Priority
a 3.
Auto Sports Radio
So the Monarchs are down
94.1.
79-70 our score. They marked that shot only a 2, and we knew that at the time, so that's not a heartbreaking decision. But now we've got Swanton, Rogers, Shaw, Battle, Hubbard, and Davis Jr. playing defense, full court defense. They almost throw it away, and they do. Oh, they say the Monarchs tapped it last. Good pressure. Applewhite's the inbounder. Swanton Rogers, the 7-footer, waving his arms in front of him, and man-to-man coverage the rest of the way.
The deep corner here is a tough place to inbound with Cal all over it.
Cal jumping up, waving the arms, looking. They get it to Webb. Webb runs into Robert Davis Jr. Ball's on the floor. He scoops it forward. Comes to Applewhite. Applewhite gets it to Carter, who's out of the field. He slams it home.
Well, that wasn't pretty, but they ended up with a basket.
Kind of shocked. The ball spent a lot of time on the floor there.
And Robert Davis Jr. is banged up a little bit.
Like he's limping on that left leg. Athletic trainer Jason Mitchell will chase him up the tunnel. And here we go with Battle and Shaw joining Swanton, Roger, Hubbard, and Wiggins. Battle gets a screen from Cal. Finds Shaw on the left wing. Casey Shaw going to go to work here against Applewhite. Spins in the lane, turns, fades, fires. That's a horrible shot, but Cal's there to clean it up and put the layup back in for his first field goal, making it 81-72. I mean, Casey gets this look on his face where you just know he's going to shoot it.
Well,
with a little turnaround fade
everybody in the building knows it. If he's dribbled 5 or 6 times, it's almost certain that he's going to take the shot.
Monarch basketball presented in part by High Val Industries. Visit highval.com for all your hydraulic needs. High Val proudly serving their customers for over 47 years. .236 to go. Monarchs have 17 fouls. The Eagles are over the foul limit. Everybody's shooting the rest of the way. Possession arrow favors Old Dominion, and each team has 1 timeout remaining.
You know, they just got to continue hustling. You know, even when Georgia Southern is beating the pressure, they look shaky doing it. So you just got to continue to hustle through the end of each play.
Again, full court pressure. McKenna now waving his arms. Cal's out of the ball game. They bring the ball into Williams. 1 bounce back to Webb. Now he finds Tyron Moore. Moore, chest pass to Williams. He's not going to shoot the open wing 3. They want to burn some clock here as we get to the 2:25 mark. Downstairs, open is Carter. Second straight flush.
Well, you know, and doubling up in the half court is a good thing, but then someone has to help down a little bit against, you know, toward the rim.
83-72. Battle. He'll take a right wing 3. That's a force. Hubbard's there for the rebound. Layup good. Hubbard's first field goal brings the Monarchs within 83-74. And a foul by Jordan Battle on Williams. And that's probably a good thing because 2 Eagles were flying in front of the Monarch defenders ahead of the field. 2:03 to go, 83-74. Rebounding, 45-35 the advantage for Georgia Southern. First free throw here is around the rim and through for Dwayne Williams Jr. He's got 6 points.
And they've been good from the free throw line, Ted, throughout the game.
One of the better teams in the Sun Belt Conference from the line. Second free throw good. So Dwayne Williams hits both. It's 85-74. 1:58 to go. Battle gets past one defender, runs into Applewhite, brings it back outside. Hubbard straight away. Three for Scotty is no good. Rebound comes down to McKenna. McKenna puts it up and can't get it to fall, but he's fouled. 1:49 on the clock. Second personal foul on Alden Applewhite. And Drew McKenna will go to the line. He's got 13. He'll get 2. First one way short. No good. That's his first miss. He's 6 for 7 from the stripe. McKenna with 13 points, 9 rebounds. Arguably his best game as a Monarch.
No doubt about that.
Second one is good. 85-75, 1:49 to go.
And the Monarchs, with all guard types in, they're going to switch and just try to turn them over here if they can.
Applewhite gets the ball into Webb. Webb goes back to Applewhite with a one bounce pass. Across the court, he goes to Moores into the front court. Tick, 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 tick. Spud Webb now. He and Moore play catch. Moore goes right-hand side to Williams. Williams back to Moore. Now they go back to Williams. 14 to shoot, 1:30 to play. They double team in that corner. He throws the ball to Webb. Webb gets it to Carter in the middle. Throws it up off glass. No good. Monarchs have the rebound. Battle racing from right to left. Monarchs trying to cut into this 10-point lead. Here's Shaw. Shaw against Carter. Takes him down to the right-hand side. Hesitates. Carter a block, and they call a foul. Oh, Monarchs luck out there.
In those situations, Ted, at this point in the game, I'm always of the mindset that you don't have a direct line to the basket. You got to get in there, draw the defense, and look for an open man.
Shaw to the line. First one, good. He's got 22, and the Monarchs are within 9 at 85-76. Some of the patrons heading to the exits here on this first Saturday in 2026.
Still a lot of time, Ted. This will be an 8-point game if he makes this.
He does, and it is. 23 for KC Shaw. 85-77, 1:15 to go. Monarchs need to force some turnovers. Applewhite running the baseline, gets it into Moore. Moore back to Applewhite, quickly over to Spud Webb. One bounce, back to Applewhite. Lefty pass, picked off by Scotty Hubbard. Hubbard goes to Robert Davis Jr. Robert Davis Jr. taking it all the way. His layup is good, and he's fouled, and it counts. 85-79, two-possession game, 1:04 to go.
I have no idea what these guys are doing against the pressure, Ted, but whatever they're doing, it's helping the Monarchs.
I believe wilting would be a word to describe it.
That would be a word that I would use.
Robert Davis Jr., the free throw. Good. He's got 15, 12 in the second half, and he's brought the Monarchs to within 85-80. 1:04 to go. Applewhite looking again, gets it into Webb. Back to Applewhite, quickly up to Moore. Snaps it across to Williams. 2-0, and Williams flushes it home. That's the risk reward right there. Monarchs quickly into the front court. 55 seconds to go. They're down 7. Davis Jr., long three. No. Hubbard, the offensive rebound. Scotty brings it to Jordan Battle. Soft pass picked off by Moore. Moore's going to drive ahead of the field and lay it in, and that might do it.
Oh, my gosh.
Quickly into the front court. The Monarchs now down 89-80. Jordan Battle has his pocket picked. Recovers. Turns. Takes the long three. That's good for Jordan Battle. And Mike Jones will take his final timeout.
A lot of wild stuff happening here in the last 2 minutes, Ted.
You think? Monarch basketball brought to you in part by Chartway Credit Union, the official credit union of Old Dominion Athletics. Chartway Credit Union, big enough to empower you, small enough to remember you. Become a member today. 34.3 seconds to go. Monarchs out of timeouts. Georgia Southern has one. Both teams over the foul limit. And it's a two-possession game, 89-83 for Georgia Southern, looking for their 9th win in a row. They come in at 11-5, 3-0 in Sun Belt Conference play. They had a lead of as many as 23 in this ball game, but the Monarchs have battled back. And I think the effort we've seen here today, Dennis, is something to build on.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the other night
Totally.
to me, Ted. You know, this effort started earlier in the second half. It was more of a mindset to try to win, you know, as opposed to stat stuffing. So I would agree 100%. This was a better attempt to fight back into the game.
Monarchs, 13 assists on 28 made buckets. Georgia Southern has 14 assists. So they've been sharing it much better in the second half. They've been battling and scrapping a little bit. And they've had some success with the full court pressure.
Well, the full court pressure has helped them. And, you know, Georgia Southern has been careless. They've turned it over and taken some bad shots. But you have to credit a lot of that to the effort that the Monarchs put. You know, and again, it's still a 2-possession game here, Ted, with 34 seconds left. So, you know, if they can't make a steal, they're going to have to foul.
Monarchs with 23 points off the 11 Georgia Southern turnovers today. Applewhite gets the ball into Moore, goes back to Applewhite, pass ahead to Williams. Williams sees Carter, and he dunks it again. Here's Hubbard stepping into a three of his own, and he swishes that. Scotty Hubbard, he's got 5, and it's 91-86. Meanwhile, here's Carter again, and he's not going to get the dunk, but he's fouled by Robert Davis Jr., and with 15.6 seconds to go, he'll head to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Check it, he's 2 for 2 there. First 2 points came from the line in the first half. Stand corrected. All his points are in the second half. I'll get this right yet. Carter's first foul shot here is no good. 91-86, 15.6 seconds to go. Zach Wiggins in for Drew McKenna.
You know, it seems crazier things happen here, Ted. If he misses this, go down and either get a 2 or a 3, but get it quick.
Carter's next free throw is no good. Rebound to Wiggins, not much time. KC Shaw has the basketball in the front court to our left. He's going to take it coast to coast. He's going to put it up. It's going to be blocked by Carter. They're going to have to foul him in the back. And Wiggins does just that. And with 6 seconds to go, we'll have the same scenario we had a moment ago with Carter on the line, his team up 5. That was your opportunity right there.
Yeah, and that was, not to repeat myself, but that's an opportunity where if you don't have a layup, which he didn't, kick it out and get another open shot.
Carter gets 2 more. First one's good. He's got 11 points, and it's 92-86. Monarch basketball postgame show coming up at the end of our contest here. We'll hear from Mike Jones, get your scores, play of the game, and much more. Second one is good as well. So he goes 2 for 2 that time. 93-86, 6 seconds to go. Here's Battle quickly into the front court. He's going to stop and pop a 3. This shot is no good, and that will bring us to the end of the ball game. Monarchs battles, cutting a 23-point deficit to 5, but that would be as close as they'd get. And they fall to Georgia Southern, 93-86. The Eagles have now won 9 games in a row. They're 12-5. They're 4-0 in Sun Belt Conference play. The Monarchs fall to 4-12, and they are 1-3 in the league. Again, the final, 93-86, Georgia Southern over Old Dominion. Monarch basketball postgame show next on the ODU Sports Network.
This presentation, basketball, has been presented by our Team Monarch partners, Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, lending with pride in the 757 since 1996. Centera, their mission is
Folks,
to
that's
improve
going to do it.
health
We
every
appreciate
day.
you joining us.
Pepsi,
and we'll
that's
talk
what
again
I
next
like.
time the Monarchs
And
are
ODU
home.
Global,
Happy New Year.
Solutions for where you are.